I mean, you've already got the microphone connected to the internet, so the government knows we're all here.
That's right.
Welcome to the Green Hill Gamer Guild podcast. I'm your host and GM, Joshua. We are an actual play podcast focusing on character-driven narrative and humorous interactions between friends. We love telling stories through tabletop gaming and hope you enjoy our stories too.
My name is Kollin, and my character's name is Hawk.
Hi, my name is Mel, and my character's name is Jax.
My name is Adam. My character name is Russ Baker, or Wheels.
I'm Chris Valentine, aka Memo Morales, aka Deke, aka the Latin lover gangster.
Alright, so there is a beginning of session thing I have to do. These are team points. There's one team in the pool. If you guys get into a fight, which you probably will, we will go through another move that triggers, which is figuring out how much team gets added to the pool. You should all have basic move lists there. I would recommend staying away from trying to trigger a basic move, unless there's one that looks obvious, and just describing what your character does, and we'll figure out what move fits as we go through. So this is technically Masks Session 1. Last session was technically Session 0. But the first part of this one's going to kind of blend with what happened last time as far as your character creation, because normally the way it works is character creation ends with a short
Intro to.
Yeah, like a short event that occurs with a villain where I run you guys through all the basic moves. So we're going to kind of do that anyway, the first beginning of this session, but then we're just going to roll that into the rest of what would normally have been this session proper anyway. Does everybody remember their characters?
Deke, Memo Morales, the delinquent, and heartthrob of the team.
In his own mind.
I've got Hawk, the protege. Learn how to get his powers right, and hopefully learn some stuff about trusting other people too, along the way.
Trust is overrated. Just manipulate who you can.
Russ Baker, Wheels. He's from the past.
Speedster, right?
Yeah.
And Jasper Johnson, Jax, is the Beacon. Kind of a goody two-shoe, sort of.
Let's see how much that changes. Alright, so the agenda for the game: make Halcyon City feel like a comic book, make the player characters' lives superheroic, and play to find out what changes. Those are my three agendas everything that we do is supposed to revolve around those three things. Marshall. Mm-hmm. You wake up in Eagle's penthouse, like a normal morning. So, if we draw the panels, starts with like a view of the main area as you're coming out of the bedroom area. What would you be wearing? It's the last day of summer.
Probably pajama pants. That's it.
Okay, so he's wandering into the hall. Yeah. What's the first thing he does when he gets up in the morning?
He knows he's got to start training soon, so he's not going to eat breakfast yet. Let's say he wanders to the training closet to get dressed in his training uniform.
Okay. As Marshall becomes Hawk notices that Eagle's not around. There's a note in the area where you're normally trained that just basically says, this is your day. It's the last day of summer. I'm taking care of something. I'll come back when I can. Okay. So go ahead and continue describing, like, what is the panels of your training? What does your training look like?
In the training room, there's some weapon racks on the wall, like martial arts kind of, like staves and training weapons, not anything actually sharp or anything.
Okay.
Padded floors, some artwork on the walls of, like, the Eagles' biggest challenges.
Okay.
So, villains that he's faced off against, and, kind of a rogues gallery type of thing to give me inspiration and say, hey, these villains are real. They might actually be coming after you someday, so.
Okay, awesome. As you're going through your training, you hear an alarm, and you see, what does the alarm look like? Is it like a red light that flashes? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you see an alarm going off. What do you do?
I go over to the camera panel, security panel at the wall.
Okay.
And I look at the cameras to see where the alarm is triggered.
Okay, it shows, what you see is, there is a factory, an abandoned factory in this area. We're going to say it's like this building. And the news that is currently going on about it is saying that Marionette which is one of the villains. In fact, ironically enough, the poster is hanging off to your right in the thing, and you can actually see her getting arrested with Eagle standing there. She's robbed a bank, and they chased her to here, and now they're holed up. It says hostage situation down below. What do you do?
I'm gonna get into my uniform and head across the city to the factory, see if I can help out the Eagle.
Okay. Are you going to contact your team? Okay. We're going to cut to Russ Baker, sitting in the bakery. What was the name of the bakery again?
Baker's Bread Shop.
Yeah, it was Baker's. Yeah, Baker's Bread Shop.
Baker's Bread Shop. So he's sitting there with his
Younger brother,
Roscoe. Roscoe's having coffee. Does Russ drink coffee at this age?
No, orange juice.
So your younger brother, who is 70, to your 16, he's drinking coffee and eating a donut. What is Russ doing?
He's eating biscuits.
He's eating biscuits?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He's just shoveling them into his mouth as fast as he
Eating
can.
biscuits and orange juice, yeah.
Okay. What are you guys talking about? What have you been talking about this morning?
Just like what you're doing today.
Okay.
Daily activities, weather. Because old man, 70-year-old talk.
Now Roscoe, does Roscoe own the bakery or just run it?
He just runs it.
He just runs it? Yeah. Okay. So obviously the other employees are kind of like doing their thing. And he's keeping an eye on them.
Day's dough.
Okay.
Make the donuts.
You're in the middle of taking a bite of biscuit when, what is your communication?
Cell phone.
You don't use your...
Oh, yeah. I do psychically let my teammates know. We've got a situation.
Okay. You have a thought into your head that's not yours. You've had this happen before. It's Hawk. And it says, we've got a situation. But it comes, the panel is you taking a bite out of a biscuit, and you bite your cheek. Like, right as the communication comes in, you're like, damn it. But you hear his communication come into your head. What do you do?
I guess the panel would be just like him gone. Just like, yeah, like his chair empty with like, just him, just smoke streaks or,
But does Roscoe say, hey, come back here and clean your dishes?
Roscoe, doesn't even notice, like, 70-year-old, almost senile.
Wow. I thought he was here.
I guess, he'll like change into his uniform of ninja.
As he's running?
Yeah, as he's running. He'll just be like, boom.
Flashing it?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, we're going to cut to Jax next. What is Jax doing this morning?
Is this a school day?
No, this is the last day of summer.
Oh, that's right, it is the
Your last day of freedom.
So I'm just
Before school begins.
making sure my younger brother eats his breakfast.
So Hugo's sitting there eating breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
He actually, how old is Hugo?
He's about 11. Let's say he's 11. Soon to be 12. Going on 45.
So,
pretty mature.
So you're sitting, he's eating his, does he get left alone at all?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's not supposed to.
So what does the panel look like then? Just you two sitting
just us
there
two sitting at the
quietly?
table.
Is there any kind of thought bubble or any kind of scene setting dialogue, anything?
No, I mean he's talking about what he and his buddies are going to do for the day and making sure it's okay with me.
Does it sound like it's okay?
Yeah, they're just going to go to the park.
Park nearby? Park in your Quad City?
There was a park in Quad City, so yeah, that's probably the one to go to. They're good kids. So.
Alright, he finishes and you hear Hawk's communication. Same exact thing that Russ heard because he's sending it to all three of you at the same time. Mm-hmm. What's Jasper's response?
I tell Hugo that we gotta go, but I'll walk with him as far as the park, and then I got some errands to run.
Okay.
And he knows he has his own key to the trailer.
So you guys are actually walking?
Yeah.
And we cut to Memo.
Mm-hmm.
What's Memo doing?
He is still sleeping, kind of arm hanging off the bed, just kind of like even drooling onto his pillow just a little bit. His mom had told him to wake up and be productive on the last day of summer, and he's fairly well ignored all that advice.
Okay, so he's still sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
You hear Hawk's message come through. It kind of wakes you up a little bit. What is his response?
using my psychic powers, I will tell him, bug off, I don't want to do anything today.
We come back to a panel of you. You're like,
What?
all dressed, ready to go.
It's time to go.
Dude, it's the last day of summer. I don't know what's going on, but does that need my...
Yeah. I fill him in on the situation. I say, Marina is holed up in a factory with hostages.
You say what? Marie? Annette? Do I have to come?
Yeah. Let's go, buddy.
Fine. Give me like 20 minutes and I'll maybe be dressed.
We cut to the factory. You and Russ get there about the same time. Because speedster.
Mm-hmm.
So when you guys arrive, you see there are, like, the panel shows up above, big view from like a 3/4 angle kind of thing. And there's a factory in the distance, and there's just a line of cars, like cop cars parked, and there's cops on the other side of them kind of protecting themselves from any fire that might come, gunfire that might come out. You guys kind of arrive from behind them, and you come up on it, and you see it. And the factory's huge. The windows are mostly gone. It looks like it's run down. It hasn't been repaired. It's just one of those places that hasn't been bought and redesigned into any kind of information tech thing, which is the modern, that's what you do. So when you get there, the officer in charge of the location notices you, recognizes you because you're Hawk. He kind of walks up to you and says, "Where's Eagle?"
I'm gonna do a psychic scan real quick to see if he's inside.
If he's in the
factory.
In the factory. Okay. Go ahead and unleash your powers.
Plus 3.
Yep. 2d6 plus freak. Go ahead and read what it says, actually. Yeah, unleash your powers thing.
When you unleash your powers to overcome an obstacle, reshape your environment, or extend your senses, roll plus freak. On a hit, you do it. On a 7 to 9, mark the condition, or the GM will tell you how the effect is unstable or temporary. So, I have 2.
Okay.
Epic fail.
Do I sense him inside?
You do not. You don't sense Eagle inside. What you do sense, though, are there's going to be, there's 7 minds all at once that are kind of like panicking. Non-stop chatter. And it just rushes into your head as you open yourself up to the scan. You accidentally opened up too much.
Okay.
So you're going to mark a condition.
Alright.
What conditions do you have?
Afraid, angry, guilty, hopeless, insecure.
I'm going to have you mark hopeless because that's how the hostages feel. And that's whose brain you picked up on.
Okay.
You do get to glean one thing from them, though. There are at least 4 people in the room with the hostages.
Okay.
One of them is Marie Annette. The other 3, you can't get a beat on who they are because the hostages just don't know. Marie Annette is famous enough that you're able to pick that up instantly. Panel shows him do that. The other, he gets the thoughts, like thought bubbles coming at him, kind of like a picture of Jean Grey when she can't control her powers and she's opening up. And you see him kind of like struggling with it. What do you do?
I guess he's like gonna just run around the building real quick and see if he can look in the window.
Okay. I'm not going to have that count as an unleash because you're not modifying anything. So you run around the building. You notice on the ground floor it doesn't look like there's any active thugs or anything down there.
Okay.
None of the people that you would
on the main level.
Yeah, not on the main level. It seems like they probably are all above that. So when you come back around, he's sort of recovered a little bit from his immediate reaction. But you can tell he's still got a little bit of uneasiness about it.
Okay. I want to try and play it off and I want to say, if you knew the Hawk was here, Maria and Nat would definitely know where he was. So don't worry about where he's at right now. He's got it under control.
Eagle? Is that what you're saying to the guy?
Yeah, to the cop.
Okay. So he kind of accepts what you say at face value. And he's like, well, the Eagle trusts you, so I'll trust you. Any idea how you want to approach this? He didn't even seem to notice that you went, because that's how fast you went. Okay. It was like you went out of his vision and he just didn't think about it, and then you were back, so he's just not worrying about it.
I'm going to let him know that I'm reading 11 people inside.
Okay.
Like 7 definite hostages and potentially 4 hostage takers.
You got that from out here?
Yeah.
Wow, I'm impressed, kid. I don't even think the Eagle has that kind of ability. He's trying to bump up your superior and drop your mundane.
Okay.
Are you going to accept it, or are you going to refuse it?
Accept. Yeah, I'll accept.
Okay, so go ahead and mark your changes. You'll give 1 to your superior and -1 to your mundane. Okay, so it's about that time that Jax shows up. I'm going to say you took a cab from the park.
Okay.
Because walking to this location from the park would take far too long. Yeah. So cab pulls up. Jax comes out.
You took a cab?
Well, I'm not like Wheels here, so can't move that fast. I had my little brother to drop off, so what's going on?
We've got 7 hostages in here and potentially 4 hostiles.
So what's the plan? You guys already apparently reconned it.
Well, we're still waiting on somebody. But I wanted us all to be here before we went inside.
Okay. So did the police notice that there's now 3 of us? Or okay. So you already talked to them?
You hear some of the guys mumbling about how the only one that looks like he has any powers is that one. And all he's doing is running really fast.
Yeah, right.
So they're kind of curious how the hell this is going to work out for anybody. But, that's just the side chatter that it's nothing immediate. Nobody's immediately telling you anything.
Right. So when Deke gets here, what's the plan? Or do we have one yet? We just don't even want to discuss that until he gets here.
I guess if there's anything you can do to tell us more about the situation, I've got a very basic readout of who's in there. But
if there's a way in, I'm pretty stealthy.
Yeah.
I could get some eyeballs on it, maybe, hopefully without getting shot.
So yeah, I see these series of panels where you guys are just having this discussion, and then there's like a thought bubble that you have about the way I would picture it is like a thought bubble that becomes another panel on the other page or something, where you're like sneaking in and you're just immediately already thinking about how you could get in without anybody seeing you, even the cops.
Right.
So do you want to go for it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead,
so you go ahead and you sneak in. I'm not going to have you unleash your powers because stealth is your thing.
Right.
So you get in.
One of my only things.
You get in. The cops don't even see you get in. You guys don't even know how she got in. Like she just was like, I'll see what's going on and I'll let you know. And then when she went like down an alleyway, it was like you just don't know where she went after that. Just like gone. So when you get in the building, there is an old stairwell that looks like it's partially collapsed, and you're able to get up that using acrobatics. I see another like 3-panel thing of her jumping up, and then you get up there, and you're right outside this doorway that looks into the room that he picked up all the people from. And what you see is 7 hostages sitting along the wall. There's 4 guys. One of them is a really big guy with a little infant baby mask, like you would get at a party store.
Oh wow!
But he's like massively buff. And he's standing there, he's got a baseball bat with spikes through it. There's 7 people, various walks of life. You notice that one of them is Mr. Shields, who is your favorite faculty from your last semester at school that you can recall.
If this place is abandoned, where do all these people come from?
Did you tell about the bank robbery, or did you just tell them that there was a situation?
I just told them there was a situation.
Okay. So you don't have any idea.
Oh, okay.
I could open up a team mental link.
That's up to you.
Yeah.
If you want to do that. Okay.
So I'll do that. If you ask me or think about it telepathically, I can fill you in.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm seeing thought bubble. Where the hell do these people come from? And response is, there was a bank robbery. They're probably from the bank.
My teacher's in there. My favorite teacher. So we got to do something about this. I don't think we can wait very much.
Are you able to see through other people's eyes when you have a link at all?
It's just like a thoughts thing.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, so
I could tell him like mentally what I see. I mean, so he could read like if I think the description of what I'm seeing, then he can pick up on that.
Okay, we'll have that work. So in addition to Mr. Shields, you notice one of the other people is Marco, Memo's dad. And Jimmy, one of Russ's friends. So you remember these people. Does he know that Marshal is Hawk?
He knows Marshal, he knows Hawk, but he doesn't know that one is the other.
You got a way to motivate him if you want, but
you may want to get here sooner rather than later, buddy.
Just marking notes on who's here, sorry. I don't want to screw that up later. Maria Net is actually standing at the window looking out, but she's back far enough from it that from outside couldn't see because of how dark it is in the building versus the morning light coming from outside.
So
She has a massive mallet. It's like an oversized, what do you call it, croquet?
okay.
Yeah, like an oversized version of that, like from The Shining.
It's all these hitty things.
She also has two revolvers at her waist. But her name is very apt. She has painted like marionette kind of joints, like painted on her face and on her tattooed around her arms and stuff. Yeah, her face the face looks like it might be makeup, but the rest of the joints are obviously tattooed.
So I'm thinking, like, are you seeing who's here to Marshal, the Hawk?
What is Hawk's response?
Is it too late for me to do the reading the files for Marionette?
No, you can do that.
So, you've been reading the files, you've learned about the superhuman world through your mentor's resources. When you first encounter an important superpowered phenomenon, roll plus superior. On a hit, tell the team one important detail you've learned from your studies. The GM will tell you what, if anything, seems different from what you remember. On a 10 plus, ask the GM a follow-up question. They will answer honestly. On a miss, the situation is well outside your base of knowledge. The GM will tell you why.
Okay.
6, 7, 8, 9. What I remember about Marionette was that she's a little bit on the mentally unstable side. That big mallet she carries is not fun to get hit with. And she's got a surprising amount of strength for her size.
So the thing that's slightly different than that, than the other thing you remember from reading it that's different right now, you remember that she usually works with somebody else that's not here, a different villain. The villain's name is the Puppeteer.
Okay.
And he's not here. In fact, he's in prison. You remember that clearly. That Eagle locked him up last year.
Yeah.
Like around Christmas, he had a weird scheme he was pulling at Christmas time, and Eagle locked him up. You weren't able to help with that particular thing. You were busy off doing something else. But yeah, you definitely recall that.
Cool.
Alright, what do you guys want to do?
Well, I think I can't go in there, clearly, but
Would you like to assess the situation?
I was just like exits, possible other points of extraction, because the staircase I came up, they can't. If we get them out, we can get them out.
So go ahead and assess the situation, and then go ahead and roll it.
When you assess the situation, roll plus superior. On a 10 plus, ask 2. On a 7 to 9, ask 1. Take plus 1 while acting on the answers. You want the questions? What here can I use to blank? What here is the biggest threat? What here is the greatest danger? Who here is most vulnerable to me, and how can we best end this quickly?
Good, except the what here is in the greatest danger. Is that?
Oh, what
that
here is
one.
yeah.
Because the biggest threat would also be the biggest danger.
Right.
So go ahead and roll your 2d6 and add your superior to it. 6 plus your superior.
Oh, superior is 0.
Okay, so it's 6. Go ahead and ask a question.
How can we best end this quickly?
You think ending it quickly would be, the easiest way would be to take out Marionette immediately. Because if she goes out, then there's obviously not going to be any other problem with anybody else that's around.
Big baseball bat full of spikes is a problem. But the other 3 are basically just henchmen.
You think they'll give up if you take out Marionette.
Okay. Just because I'm a beacon. I like to think it would be that easy. So I need to ask Hawk, how can we make that happen? Because I'm sitting here looking at her and she doesn't look takedownable at this particular point in time.
Memo arrives now.
Hey Mom, I took the minivan, hope you don't mind.
Is that a note you left?
Yeah. So Memo gets out of the car, not necessarily of his own volition. He's, like he said, barely dressed. He did not obviously shower. He's wearing sunglasses, a day-old wife beater, his track pants, and a pair of slip-on shoes, while chugging down an energy drink, getting to the crime scene.
Maybe.
Have you been filling him in on the way?
I'm gonna share the emotional state of the guy that his dad is and ask him if this feels familiar to him.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't get my dad's head that often, man.
Wow. So you know who it is.
It's up to you. Do you want to recognize it or not?
Sure, I'll recognize.
Okay, you recognize that your dad is in there.
Ah, crap. I guess I gotta help now. This would really make Mom angry and I don't want that. She's a beast. You ever been hit in the head with the back of a chancla? It's not fun. Like laser aim, man. Chancla.
Yeah.
Alright.
What do you guys want to do?
Basically the police aren't gonna really notice me since I'm just casting, illusion around myself to make it look like I'm not there. Okay. So I just can get straight up and kind of get around them, still downing the energy drink and trying to pep up.
Wheels? What's Wheels want to do?
He wants to go inside and still scope out what's going on.
Okay, go ahead. You get in.
Do I know he's coming?
Do you try to go the same way she went? Or do you go...
Or well...
I mean, you don't know if she went there, but there's an obvious stairwell that is crumbling that looks ratty. But as you continue to scout around down the first level, you see a freight elevator that looks like it's big enough that it probably held all the people at once as they went up.
Okay. I'm not going to take the freight elevator.
You don't want to take the freight elevator?
No.
Wow.
Okay.
Is there any, access panels to the freight elevator? Yeah. To be, on top of it?
Climb up the shaft.
Yeah, you're able to, you can climb up on top of there if you want.
Okay. I guess he's going to go inside the elevator, activate it, and then run
on top?
And then be on top of it.
Okay. The elevator arrives. You see the elevator arrive. It's around the corner. Well, you don't really see it, but you hear it because it's incredibly loud. It's like a freight lift. So it gets there. They all turn their attention. You hear Marie Annette in this ridiculously nasally high-pitched voice that I'm not going to try to imitate. On a megaphone. She pulls this megaphone up that's been sitting down by the window. She starts yelling at the cops that if anybody's coming in, she's going to start executing the hostages.
So I'm asking Hawk, what the heck is going on? Is that you guys or is that the cops coming up? Because my teacher's in here.
I've got a plan. Have Wheels disarm the assailants.
Oh,
the three of us will try and knock them down. Just immobilize them. So use your speed to grab all their weapons and we'll use our telekinetic powers and...
Well, no telekinesis, just mind entering.
Okay.
I can't, make things move. I can get in their brain.
Alright, we'll resolve getting the weapons first.
Okay.
So the elevator gets there. They're all sort of distracted by it. Since you guys are officially engaging this as a team, we're going to run through the team move real quick.
Yeah, before we get actually going, can I assess the situation as myself or not?
You can when you get in there. I'll let you do that when you get in there. When you enter battle against a dangerous foe as a team, add 2 to the team pool. If the leader has influence over every teammate, add another team. Who's the leader in this situation?
Well, he's that guy.
Hawk's been, yep. So, 2 off the bat, and another for that. If everyone has the same purpose in the fight, add another team. What is everybody's purpose?
Save the hostages.
Save the hostages.
Save the hostages.
Well, my dad's a hostage, so yeah.
Save your dad.
Yeah.
Close enough. Add another team.
Hostage dad.
Does anybody mistrust Hawk?
Nah.
Does anybody
mistrust Hawk?
No.
Trust Hawk.
He's a little puffed up, but no reason to distrust him.
Yeah. Okay. Are you guys ill prepared or off balance?
We really did not prepare.
Yeah.
I don't think you're all prepared.
Not all prepared.
So that puts me a little off balance, so then I remove one.
So you guys have 4 teams in the pool. You can spend team to help each other or to act selfishly. Now it has to make sense in the fiction. So if you tell me that you're going to act selfishly, there's a mechanic that is involved with that. If you want to help another teammate, you obviously have to be there, able to get there, or able to affect the situation in order to help them. Okay, so go ahead and you're going to roll to directly engage a threat. 2d6. Okay, so when you directly engage a threat, roll plus danger. On a hit, trade blows. On a 10 plus, pick 2. On a 7-9, pick 1.
7.
Plus your danger?
0.
Okay. So on a 7, pick 1. Resist or avoid their blows. Take something from them. Create an opportunity for your allies. Impress, surprise, or frighten them.
Take something from them.
Okay. You want to take weapons? Is that?
Yeah.
Okay. You are actually able to disarm all of them. And you pile the weapons. Where do you want to put them?
I'll put them back on top of the elevator.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to grab all their weapons and pile them on the elevator. They obviously feel you because of the wind movement and everything. And they're like, what the hell, man? So the hostages, in response to this, they all get up and start to leave. They're going.
Yeah.
A couple of them come towards your stairwell.
Okay.
And you can tell stairwell's going to not be good for them.
Right.
The 2 that come toward your stairwell, you see Jimmy, by the way, your friend from the neighborhood.
Okay.
Him and Marco come toward the stairwell in your direction. What do you guys do? The rest of them are running for the elevator.
And so the guys that Wheels disarmed are still in the room? Still confused?
Yes, they're in the room. They're a little off balance at the moment.
So I'm not using my stealth at this point. I show myself to them and just, say, hey, you're not getting out this way. You need to go. You need to follow me. And try to take them to the elevator.
Okay, go ahead and I'm going to have you provoke them to do what you say.
Okay.
When you provoke someone susceptible to your words, say what you're trying to get them to do. I'm going to say you're trying to get them to go to the elevator instead of the stairwell. And roll plus superior.
Superior is 0.
2.
6. So it's 6.
Okay.
Plus 0.
You could take a team point.
You can act selfishly to take a team point, or you can try to help.
Can I help?
Where are you located? Are you in the building yet?
I'm in the elevator. I'd like to be like this.
Okay, when you got in there, the elevator was already up.
Okay.
So we'll skip back to you, but you're the only one that can help at the moment, because you're the only one that knows the situation.
Okay.
Do you want to help Jax? And if so, would you like to say how?
Yes.
Okay. How are you going to help?
I'm just going to push them towards the elevator.
Like come around and
kind of just push them that way to kind of give them the thought oh, maybe we should go that way, but to the point where they don't know that they're being.
Oh, okay. So you want to do it fast.
Just kind of pushing them that way.
Are you supporting the net to prevent whiplash?
Right. It's they almost feel like they're it's like they're doing it themselves.
So for NPCs that brings your total up to 7. I'm going to have that work. On a 10+, they rise to the bait and do what you want. On a 7-9, they can instead choose 1. They stumble, you take +1 for it against them. It doesn't really matter. They err, you gain a critical opportunity. That doesn't really matter. They overreact, you gain influence over them. That's the one we're going to go with. So both of them respond with, "Oh my God, you saved us, thank you," and then they go on their way. You now have influence over both his dad and his friend. So mark that down somewhere. You need an extra sheet of paper. You got it. Okay, yeah. You can put Marco, Memo's dad, and Jimmy, Russ's friend. Now, in doing that, you pause long enough that the big guy with the baby face punches you.
Oh.
Right in the back. Go ahead and roll to take a powerful blow.
Now, if you miss, that's actually a good thing.
So 5. When you take a powerful blow, roll plus conditions, and you don't have any other conditions marked currently, correct? On a miss, you stand strong. Mark potential for missing. Oh, yeah. Who else has missed?
I missed one earlier.
Mark your potential track, if you haven't already.
Yeah, I didn't. I missed 1.
Okay. Actually, now
I
2,
missed
right?
2, yeah.
Well, no, you made that one, because we bumped it up.
Oh, that's right.
But, so mark 1 potential. Okay, so say how you weathered the blow. So his punch came at your back.
And he just took it in stride. It was he took it and he was running forward. He negated the momentum of the punch by just moving.
So the panels, this is the way I see the panels. He's reeling back, so they have this panel of this big dude with the baby face getting ready to throw. And then the other panel shows a close-up of your back and his fist, and you just move away from his fist as it comes forward. Hawk, you get to the elevator. The elevator's not on the first floor. It's actually up above.
Do I sense the hostages in the elevator?
Yes, you feel them moving, and I'm going to say this is about the time when Marco and Jimmy were just starting to get to the elevator.
I'll push the call elevator button.
Okay.
I'm going to float up to the floor that they're on.
Inside?
Yeah.
As the elevator comes down?
No.
Through the same hole, probably,
Oh, okay, through the
Jasper
panel on the side. Okay. So you get, I'll say you get up to there, and now you see, I should probably draw this out for you guys. Just use the back of this. This is how I put a picture in this room. We'll call that the stairwell. Windows are there. So there's this jutting piece of wall that came out that looked like it divided the freight elevator from whatever this other room was used for. The hostages were along this wall, and then they've now since filed out. And then you have Marionette there. The big guy was here-ish when he tried to punch Wheels. So that's about the position, and you arrive here. So Marionette is now looking around the room what the hell's going on? She doesn't have her weapons.
Now, where is the pile of weapons? You said by the elevator?
He's on top of the elevator.
Yeah, which you can see now because the elevator's on 1. So their weapons are. You'd have to go in and Or you could grab one coming up, or however you want to do it if you want to actually grab one of them. But
Alright, I want to start restraining them.
the enemy?
Yeah.
I'm going to have you do directly engage a threat. We've already done that once, right? Yeah. Don't worry about reading it then. 3. Really?
Yeah.
Man.
I have a -1.
So how are you going about this restraint?
I was trying to use my telekinetics to, like, just bind their arms and, like, bind their back and, like, make them kneel down.
Okay, so you weren't using their weapons or anything to, like, okay. You are able to get one of the peon thugs, but in your concentration, because it's more difficult than you actually expected it to be, the other ones are able to elude your ability to restrain them. One of them, it's not babyface, but the normal guy comes after you, Jax. And he heard you when you were telling the other people to go the other way. So he comes over to you because he thinks you're less of a threat. He can probably take you out fast and then get by you, or use you as a hostage against the other heroes.
Alright, so I'm going to assess the situation.
So Deke is going to assess the situation. How did you get up there? Or are you going to assess it from below?
I can assess it from below.
Okay.
Your right leg is rubbing off on me.
I was thinking about switching heads.
Did you snake eyes?
Yeah.
Snap. So what does that bring your total to?
Well, assessing the situation with Superior brings it up to 5 even, so I'd need to use 2 of the team tokens and no one can really help me.
What's your pluses to, what's your superior?
3.
The most you can get, the highest plus you can get even with an extra modifier is 4.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't, you couldn't get
Alright.
plus 5.
Well,
So snake eyes
thankfully,
is always a fail, unfortunately.
Thankfully, though, because I have a criminal mind, I can assess the situation even though I failed.
Okay.
Alright, so I get to ask one of the following 3. What's useful? How can I best infuriate, provoke? And what's the best way in, way past? Well, the best way in past is obsolete at this point since we're engaging. So, what is useful or valuable to me, or how can I best infuriate or provoke? I'm gonna go with provoke and infuriate.
Okay. Who are you wanting to do that?
I'm gonna go with Marionette.
Okay. You know that Marionette, as you search through her mind quickly, you notice that she hates the idea of restraint of any sort. It just immediately triggers her to the point where she just goes crazy and makes mistakes because she's not thinking clearly. So if you can convince her that she's somehow either restrained or going to be under someone's control or something along those lines, you can get what you want.
Alright.
You can infuriate her.
Now, can I act another time inside this turn? Alright.
Go ahead.
Well, using that information on a +1, I will then create an illusion, placing her inside of a faux mental institution with a doctor telling her that she's going to need to take her medicine.
Okay. Go ahead, and I'm going to call that directly engaging.
Now, since I'm trying to trick her using illusion, I get to roll my superior, correct? Or not? Because I have the are you watching closely whenever I try to distract or trick or mislead someone using my illusion magic. Kind of.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Alright, so, roll superior. That is a 4 plus my 3 plus the 1 using the information I gave from the assess. That makes an 8. That means that on a 7 to 9, I get to choose 2. I get to either create an opportunity, expose a weakness or flaw, confuse them.
7, 9, you pick 1.
Choose 3. I don't know. No, but are you watching closely? It's...
Oh.
Yeah. My bad. I get to choose 2 for 7 to 9.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yes. So, using my fancy schmancy illusion magic, I am going to expose her flawed weakness for restraints, putting her inside of the faux mental institution room, and then I'm going to confuse her for some time so she's buying it.
Okay. She starts to, I think the way I see this is like 2 panels side by side. One is reality and the other one is...
I'm projecting, yeah.
So she's in the illusion. She's like restrained and yelling at the doctor and like trying to spit the pills out and all that. And in reality, she's just like got her hands like restrained like she's in a straitjacket. I guess that would be more like this. And she keeps spitting. Like you don't know what the hell's going on. She keeps spitting. She's just standing there spitting on the ground.
Hey Hawk, you're welcome.
I thought somebody named Maria and that would be into getting tied up.
Different villain subset.
Okay, let's see. Wheels. You see Thug going after Jax. Would you like to defend Jax?
Yes.
When you defend someone or something from an immediate threat, roll plus savior. For NPC threats, on a hit, you keep them safe and choose one. On a 7-9, it costs you. Expose yourself to danger or escalate the situation. And then there's some options there. So go ahead and roll 2d6, add your savior.
8.
Okay, so do you expose yourself to danger or do you escalate the situation?
Yes, expose to danger. I guess that's how you have to defend against it.
So choose one. Do you want to add a team to the pool? Do you want to take influence over Jax? If you already have influence, that would immediately trigger you shifting Jax's labels. Or do you want to clear a condition? You don't have a condition to clear. So add a team or take influence over Jax.
I'll add a team.
Okay. So you expose yourself to danger. I'm thinking he's going to grab Jax, making kind of like a bear hug kind of maneuver, and you push him, and he falls down, but you become off balance, and you start to tumble down the stairs is what's going to happen.
Oh.
Unless you unleash your powers of acrobatics, Jax, to
catch him. Yeah, let's do that. Is it?
When you unleash your powers to overcome an obstacle, reshape your environment, or extend your senses, roll plus 3.
Freak is 0. Is it 1?
2. 2d6. 10.
8.
Alright. So, mark a condition, or I will tell you what happens for not marking a condition.
Angry?
Okay, that works. So, as Wheels is falling, his speedy legs still running in midair.
Right.
You jump down and you bounce off of a wall.
Right.
And grab him, and you guys end up on a landing of the stairs. Alright, let's go back to Hawk.
Okay. I want to get in touch with the police chief.
Okay.
Headset or telepathically?
Telepathically. I'm gonna let him know that the hostages should be on their way out, and all of the assailants' weapons should be on top of that elevator.
Okay.
Does the police chief have any previous history with, telepathy?
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
We talked on the way in, so I can be like, hey, this is Hawk. The hostages are on their way out, and we've got their weapons.
When you send that, you get back, don't stay in my head too long, freak. He's trying to shift your freak up.
Yeah.
And your mundane down again.
Okay.
You accept, or do you resist?
I've been having trouble with my freak.
That's what you use to unleash powers and that kind of thing.
Yeah, I'll accept.
Just be like Missy Ellen. Get your freak on. Get your freak on.
While you're doing that, Babyface charges you. He's just running at you, and he actually clips you with a punch because you're distracted. You're keeping one guy restrained, and you're sending a telepathic message. So take a powerful blow. Roll plus conditions marked. So I think it's 1 right now.
I've got hopeless.
Yeah. 2d6 plus 1.
7.
On a 7-9, choose 1. You lash out verbally, provoke a teammate to foolhardy action, or take advantage of your influence to inflict a condition on a teammate. You give ground. Your opposition gets an opportunity. You struggle past the pain. Mark 2 conditions.
I will lash out verbally at Deke.
Okay. What are you going to say?
I'm going to let him know that if he had gotten here sooner, maybe we could have wrapped this up more quickly.
And if you had just waited, maybe this would have gone differently.
Are you provoking him to foolhardy action, or are you taking advantage of your influence to inflict a condition?
I don't want to inflict a condition.
Okay. How does that make you feel, Deke?
Just a little miffed. I don't like being told what to do.
So you're angry?
Yeah.
Mark angry. Alright, what does Deke respond to this with? Besides just the response you gave.
Well, it's like, okay, you want to plan to end this quickly? Get the mask off of the baby guy, and then I can do something pretty cool. So just, you do that first, and then I'll act. Someone, just tell anybody.
I just took a minus to my mundane, so pierce the mask is going to be hard.
No, literally just have someone take his mask off. That's literally what I'm saying. Is he wearing a baby mask? Just have it ripped off, and then I have an idea.
Your powers don't work on people wearing masks?
No, but I'm going to use it in a different way, so just go ahead and, tell one of them to do it and then come back to me and I'm working on something.
I'll share Deke's plan.
You guys are both in the stairwell.
Yeah.
Halfway between 1 and 2 on the landing.
And they're still up on 2.
So let's see. Jax is on, top of you uncomfortably, so, because you're a teenager. Girl, what? Okay, so.
Yeah.
What do you guys do?
Yeah. Okay, man. It's cool. He's just
Try and jump back to Huff.
Just like in Justice League.
Trying to get up?
Yeah.
Which one of you wants to go for the mask? Is that what you're going to do, or are you guys going to do something else?
I feel like I've never used my acrobatics as a weapon, but I think it could be in terms of, So I just decided that I just need to get up there. I thought maybe I just bounce up there and then bounce off the guy.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah,
okay.
Literally just plant my feet in his chest and bounce and try to knock it off that way. Or I can just bounce and grab it as I'm bouncing and knocking him off balance. And
roll to unleash your powers. Actually, directly engage a threat.
Okay. Plus my danger. So that's 7 and my danger. -1, so
6. Okay.
Team point.
Russ, Wheels. Do you want to help?
Yeah, I'll help.
Okay. You don't have to roll anything.
No.
Just describe how you're helping.
I guess I'll just kind of help her with her kick.
I've got an idea if you're willing to take some advice.
Oh, like a fastball special kind of thing. Yeah.
So you get running with
her
Jax, and then she launches off of you using the momentum.
Okay.
Does that work for you? Okay. He's facing the other way. He's facing Hawk. And he's like here. So by the time Wheels gets you up and releases you like around here, you go flying at the back of the Gatoot's head.
Oh, okay. That's even better.
Pick one. Resist or avoid their blows, take something from them, create an opportunity for your allies, impress, surprise, and frighten the opposition.
Take something from them.
And you want to take his mask. Yeah. Okay. So you hit him on the back with both hands. You flip over and you grab the top of the mask and just pull it off. And the rubber band on it or whatever snaps painfully for him off of his ears. As you fly over, he brings an arm up. So take a powerful blow. Do you have any conditions?
I have one condition mark. I think it's just one. Yeah, yep. Angry.
Okay.
Oh, God.
No, that's good.
4.
No, if you miss on taking damage.
Oh, that's right.
So, you stand strong. Mark potential. I'm going to say that you twist in midair, and his fist goes past you. He doesn't hit you because his blow was so wild.
Okay. So mark another potential.
Yep.
So,
mask is off.
All right. While you were doing that, I was carefully fiddling around with her brain, and while the doctor was trying to give her something like the pills, he actually reveals that his face is not really his face, taking it off and revealing that it's actually the puppet master trying to restrain her, playing against her trust and weakness and making her feel powerless.
Okay. You know, the guy with the baby mask is different.
Well, I know, but I'm superimposing that onto her brain, and by seeing the same action of the mask coming off and facial recognition.
Makes sense now. Okay.
So, I'm going to use the watch and close the illusion. That is a 6 plus my 3 plus my bonus for acting on previous information. 10.
Is the +1 for that forward, or is it ongoing?
Did not say. It just says that it's over here in the assess situation. Take a +1 while acting on information on the answer. It did not say if it was.
I'll let it work.
Yeah, so on a 10, which means I get to choose 3. I confuse them. I confuse her. She buys it again. She is entangled, and then she also becomes, aghast with, why would he do this to me? So I'm creating opportunities for them to all kind of team up on her.
Okay. She actually charges him in response, and they get into kind of a melee with each other.
Is it working?
By the time you did something.
So those two are fighting. Eventually they just kind of, she actually knocks the hell out of him.
Okay.
But by then she's pretty battered as well. We'll say, I want to end the fight actually.
Double KO?
So I think they They exhaust each other to the point that you're able to telekinetically wrap them up. The guy that was in the stairwell, he actually gets up and tries to escape down the stairwell, and the stairwell crumbles and he falls. He doesn't die. He's rendered unable to move. We'll say he sprains his ankle or something. And the cops are already down there now because they've come in.
Everyone quickly strike a heroic pose.
Does anybody want to pierce Maria Nette's mask?
I don't know, that's a lot of crazy. I mean, I was in there just a little bit. I really don't want to go back in.
I will.
Okay. When you pierce someone's mask to see the person beneath, roll plus mundane. On a 10 plus, ask 3. On a 7-9, ask 1.
So I got 10, minus 1 is 9. So...
Ask 1. What are you really planning? What do you want me to do? What do you intend to do? How could I get your character to blank? How could I gain influence over you?
How could I gain influence over you?
You could gain influence over Marie by figuring out a way that she can get house arrest from this incident instead of getting imprisoned.
Okay.
Because even though that's still a restraint, it's less of a restraint than being in an institution. Let's see. Deke had to enter her head, correct? Mm-hmm. While you were in there, you felt the presence that you felt when you first fought Greaseball Lightning as well. But you weren't in far enough or long enough to be able to really make any kind of solid picture of what that presence is. And it left shortly after because you tried to, once you noticed that you noticed it, it was gone. Maria Net is getting handcuffed, and as she's getting handcuffed, she starts to sob. Alright, so who's got conditions, and what conditions do you have?
I have hopeless.
I'm angry.
What does it take?
I'm angry.
What does it take to resolve hopeless?
Well, I would assume that it's the opposite.
Oh. Clear hopeless, fling yourself into easy relief.
There you go. What would that be for Hawk?
Well, he's business.
Random street fight as Marshal?
Yeah. And he's got venting frustration as on his protege. That's one for clear, angry.
And since you guys...
Yeah, let's go hang out with Deke as Marshal and just cause mischief.
Okay. As a group, do you guys want to share in a triumphant celebration? You'll notice on your character sheets you guys have specific moves for that. Should be under 2 moves on the front page. Actual character sheet.
Oh yeah, have I been a good leader or effective teammate?
Who are you asking?
I'll ask.
I'll avoid asking Deke.
Yeah, that I yelled at the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah? Cool. My mentor loses influence over me and I'm like potential.
Your mentor loses influence over you. I didn't think that. Interesting. That's interesting. Okay. Does anybody else want to share triumphant celebration with anybody?
I'm just going to ask everyone. Okay, you guys know what I did with the brain thing. I mean, that's pretty cool, right? Cool. All right. I am cool. Give them influence and take fluence over them. So I think I get an influence card from each of you.
If you don't already have it.
I've got the hearts, so I got one from you already, so I just need one from each of you too.
Yours back?
No, yours. The diamond.
Yeah. And you already had influence over Jax?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to shift Jax's labels?
Nah. I'm feeling in a good mood now that everyone stroked my ego.
What are your guys's?
I'm gonna ask Jasper if you think that my future self could have won this battle.
No, I know about the future self being...
Yeah, I'll say you do. I mean, you two are the ones, you're the one that's been helping him with adjusting.
Right. I think the person you are now is the one that would have won the battle.
So, the future...
No. I'm thinking that's a no.
As a no.
The future self would not have won that battle.
At least not this clean and this quick.
Alright, so you gotta shift my labels if you want.
Shift labels.
Ooh.
So those are just move one up.
I just pick a label.
Pick one up, move one up, and move one down.
Okay.
However you think, actually it should follow the fiction, so with your response, however you think he did better than Greaseball.
Yeah. Move your freak down, move your superior up.
There you go. It's your...
And mine, tell them how they're awesome and add a team to the pool. If they tell you how you're awesome in return, add another team to the pool.
Okay. And we won't be there won't be any time passing. We're going to actually pick up right after this event. So the team pool will stay the same for now.
Sneaking in and getting that recon was critical.
And you got the mask off, and that's what I needed, so kudos.
Thanks. Well, you let us know what was going on, so we knew what we were walking into. And hey, thanks for trying to save me from that guy. I appreciate it. You need to learn punctuality. but you can learn. I feel that.
All right. Does anybody need to be comforted and supported, and does anybody want to do that?
No, but I'm angry, so I need to blow off some steam.
I will let you two. Well, are you guys waiting for reporters? Are you trying?
I'm not really, sticking around for the news people. I like to hear about it, but I don't need to be on screen.
Are you sticking around, or you're sticking around? Yeah. Okay, I'll get to that in a second. You have a condition, Mark? No. Okay, you have a condition.
I do. Yeah.
Wheels, you notice that Jasper's still seeming a little angry. Are you you want to comfort and support?
Yeah, I'm trying to comfort and support her.
Roll plus mundane. When you comfort or support someone, roll plus mundane. On a hit, they hear you. They mark potential, clear condition, or shift labels if they open up to you. Oh, or shift labels if they open up to you. On a 10 plus, you can also add a team to the pool or clear condition yourself.
Yeah, 13.
Holy cow.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. She hears you, so.
Clear the condition, which is, what's your
So mine's angry.
Angry.
So I just can take that out.
How'd you get the angry? Was it,
saving you?
It's not your fault.
Keep on saying that until she cries like people watching.
Oh god.
It's not your fault you're angry.
Do you have a condition?
No.
Alright. Another team to the pool.
Oh, add team and or. Oh, it's or.
If you have a 10, add a team or clear a condition yourself, but you don't have a condition. So.
Oh, I thought it was like clear.
No, you
Or
get
condition
yourself,
myself.
yeah.
No.
clear condition, and then if you 10 plus, you get to do stuff.
Okay.
Altruism is fun.
It's profitable.
Care for others. Profit. Are you sticking around for reporters?
Yeah, I'm gonna get back in normal wear. And just stroll up.
So you're just hanging out to see what happens? You're not staying.
But you haven't gotten kind of used to the whole modern dress, so you still dress like a teenager from the 1940s.
Old-fashioned clothing, exactly. Exactly.
Okay, in between sessions, I'm totally looking up teenage fashion from the 40s.
From the 40s.
And I'm
Like
going
Leave It to
to
Beaver.
I'm going to have some pictures.
Saddle shoes,
of the
rolled jeans.
Yeah.
Right,
I'm going to have some
40s.
pictures, and we're going to, there's going to be some fun situations that we're going to have Russ get into.
Oh, I should dig out my photos. My family photos from the 40s. That's what I should do.
There you go.
I should do that. That's hysterical.
What's Jasper doing? Is she hanging out for...
He's just going to hang out and
For
kind of
media,
watch what
or-
unfolds, but I'm not really yet because of Hugo and Dad. Not really ready to go out there.
Is
full
Hawk
bore.
going to take all the glory himself? Or is he going to...
No. I'm just going to talk about the hostages, say what happened here today,
Okay.
and give a shout out to my mentor, Eagle. All the valuable training.
What up?
That's awesome. Okay. So, while you're there, then you're talking to the different reporters. One of the questions that comes is, it's a woman who's got short brown hair. So, you had people helping you, but it was mostly you, right? That's why you're still here? And then she holds the microphone up to you.
No.
One word answer. Not very telegenic.
That's all you answer. Okay. And then somebody else says, what's it like being such a young hero, just starting out in such a magical city?
It's cool because I've got a great mentor.
This is basically like football teams post-game interview. I want to thank the team, and I want to thank God, and we had a good game plan, and we're just going to go back to practice and grind away at the next game. Thanks.
Can you expand on that?
Okay, so, we'll leave that there. What are you two doing? Because we know what they're going to end up doing. They're getting into trouble.
I just gotta get home to be there when Hugo gets there. I stuck around long enough to watch the reporter interview.
Okay. What's Russ going to do?
Russ is going to stay at the scene and see where they take the imprisoned.
Let's go with you two. What kind of mischief are you guys trying to manage?
Well, I'm itching to just kind of just hurt someone just a little bit, but just a nice couple of bruised ribs, maybe maybe he's hustling a pool game and deciding to crack open a stick over someone's back.
Okay, where are you going to do this?
How about we go to the Gully? It's like one of the low-end pool halls / dive bars. We go there and we hustled every once in a while. This time, we're just looking for a bit more trouble.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys get there.
Mm-hmm.
When you arrive, you notice that it's actually cold.
Mm.
Like, the city is feeling colder than it was.
And it's summer still? Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, I would say, shortly afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go with that. By the time you guys get there and everything's died down about the industrial park incident.
I put my tracksuit jacket on.
Over your wife beat.
You get in there and it's relatively empty.
Mm-hmm.
There's just a few regulars there. There's a couple people you can rope into a game.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and tell me your typical hustle.
Well, typical hustle is that I kind of just slightly move the ball from where it really is, and they see it's slightly different. So all their shots never line up how it's supposed to, and they keep on complaining about the table tilt or the game is rigged, and it's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And just keep on knocking everything in while he uses his TK to guide all of his shots.
Or make them scratch. Yeah. It's right on the edge.
Yeah, you guys are getting through the game, and we'll say the panels, they just show different shots of you guys making them missing them, with you guys tweaking things.
Them getting steadily more and more angry.
Yeah,
As
and
we rack up points.
until they get to the point where one of them is like, alright, one of you guys is, and then, the effing, but it's like scribbled out thing that they do in comics. One of you guys is with us. What's going on? How do you respond?
I just looked through it. Are you doing anything today? I mean, was it your turn? I don't know.
I just came here to play pool.
The other one that you guys were hustling, he actually gets mad enough to throw a punch at your blasé response. So he throws a punch at Hawk. What does Hawk do? I'm not even going to have you roll for anything. You just tell me how you want to, because these guys aren't any kind of threat to you.
I'm here to fling myself into easy relief, so I'm going to TK him into whiffing miserably and then just laugh at him.
Okay, you do that, and
like he swings and cracks his hand on the table or something. Like,
okay, yeah, he cracks his hand on the table, and it actually, you hear it snap, like a snap in his fist, like he broke something.
And I get on the action. Oh, little baby break his little hand. I'm trying to get him to punch me too.
Yeah, he's not. He's out. His fist is. But the friend actually cracks his pool cue over your back. He's like, gets mad at.
I'm like, really don't think you should have done that, dude. This is going to be me causing him a little bit of paralysis on his dominant side, the one where he struck me with the pool cue. I'm just whipping my finger around, and like all of a sudden his like right side just kind of like starts falling like limp, and he can't really move it. He's got to like kind of drag himself around if he wants to get at me again.
Go ahead and unleash your powers for that.
Alright. Roll on freak. I don't think I have any freak score. Nope. 7, so that is a success still.
On a 7, do you want to take a condition, or do you want me to just make it temporary or unstable?
It's just unstable. Yeah, with that. Yeah, it's like he gets it back for a second, then he goes to punch. And then
I'll decide whether it's unstable or temporary. You just tell me if you want to take a condition or not.
No, I don't want to take a condition since I'm trying to get rid of my anger.
You accidentally go too far, and he starts to stroke, and you can tell. You know he's stroking. You can tell. What do you do? Don't worry about the moves. Just tell me what you do.
Yeah,
what does Marshal do in this situation?
I don't know if I have enough control over my powers to, like, clear the blockage from his stroke or, like, undo the damage that he just did. But I'll try.
Go ahead and you can assess the situation to see.
Okay.
Some of the questions aren't gonna make any sense, but.
So I got 10.
Good job.
What here can I use to save him?
You don't think you have the precision to use your telekinesis without possibly hurting him further. However, if you notify the person who's actually working and they call the cops, he can probably minimize the damage because of how quickly you're responding.
Yeah. We'll get the cops.
Okay.
And duck out.
Let's do that strong. Let's see who we want to talk to.
As a gesture of good faith, I leave the money on the table.
Okay. Jasper, what are you up to? You get home and Hugo's not there.
Yeah.
He's still not there.
Yeah. I'm not okay with that, so I head off to Quad City Park to find my brother.
Okay. You get to the park and
I'm walking because I can't afford to take too many cabs.
You get to the park and you actually see Hugo is crying on the ground at the playground, and you see Travis Hacker. He's standing nearby and laughing at Hugo.
I'm gonna go over to my brother. What's up, man? What happened? What happened?
He pushed me down and he took the money I had.
You sit tight here, buddy. I'm gonna go talk to Travis. And I don't really want to talk to Travis. I really just want to do what I did. Don't have anybody throw me, but I really would like to do what I did.
Just take him out?
Just bounce on him. And not in a good way. Foot first. In the chest.
Now, since you've marked Travis as a bully, I'm going to have you directly engage a threat for this.
Okay. So my danger.
And you're not as powered, so
Danger's -1.
you can still do it.
8, so 7.
Yeah, you did it.
Pick one. Okay.
Pick one. Resist or avoid their blows. Take something from them. Create an opportunity. There's no allies here, so impress, surprise, or frighten.
Well, he took his money, and we need the money, so I don't really care whether he's impressed or not, but I want that money back.
Okay.
I'll take that back from my brother. The kid earned it.
So since you have stealth and acrobatics, do you want to hit him in a way that he doesn't see you coming, or do you want to make him know it was you?
No, I don't mind if he knows it was me.
Okay.
Because I just need him to, know that if anytime he messes with Hugo, this will happen.
Okay. So you do, the panels I see are like an acrobatic kind of flip, and you land right on his shoulders, and he just hits the ground, hard face plant. And you grab the money, because he had the money in his hand. You just grab the money out of his hand, and he's, looking up at you all dazed.
Yes, I just grab Hugo up off the ground and...
You also notice that it's getting really cold, too. In fact, you think that maybe Hugo should have a jacket. Russ, by the time you get home, it's cold.
Cold out?
It's cold out. Borderline can see your breath at this point.
It's strange.
Yeah. So what's Russ up to? How does he spend the rest of his day?
Goes back to the bakery and helps out around there, clearing out all the day olds and
by clearing out, you mean he eats them?
Eats them, and
while you're there, your sister Rita is there, and she's kind of acts like a mother to you, and you remember her doing this when you were younger too, but now it's kind of weird because she's 74 and you're 16, but she's still doing the same things that she was doing back then. It's almost like no time passed when you went forward, at least with your relationship with her, like the way she
treats younger self as older self.
And she says there was this news report about an incident that occurred, and I know I'm not supposed to be too loud about this, but I know that you were there because I know you hang out with that Hawk kid. I hope that you saved everybody, because that should always be your priority. She's trying to shift your savior up and your danger down.
Okay. I'll allow it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm mostly just getting you guys comfortable with how often your labels can shift.
All the time.
Yeah. So as you're finishing up, it's getting late. You start to see snow outside.
Weird.
Yeah. It's it's not late. It's 5 or 6. It's like sunset.
Mm-hmm. But it's August.
Yeah. But it's August. And there's snow. And it's actually starting to accumulate on the pavement. What do you do after there's 4 hours, but I'll say that you cleared your condition, by the way.
And then by causing the stroke, I cleared angry, right?
Oh yeah, we'll say.
That kind of bothered me, that guy had a stroke.
Oh, I'm sure it did.
Give yourself another condition for that one.
No.
And I haven't seen Hawk all day, so can I try and talk to Eagle about that? Eagle, yeah. Can I try and talk to Eagle about that?
Yeah. So you go home. You go to Eagle Tower. That's what I'm going to call it in my own mind. I know that's not what it's called, but you go back to the Eagle's Nest.
My recommendation shines through.
So what? When you get there, you notice he's still not back. What do you try to contact him in some way, or?
Yeah, I just don't know what he's up to. I want to update our files with
The Marine situation.
Yeah, Marine.
Okay.
So I'll do that first.
Okay. While you get in there, you notice that another file has recently been updated.
Okay.
Basically, the file says that he is out with the Exemplars, which you think is kind of weird because he almost never teams up with any groups. And the Exemplars is like the Avengers of the city. It's strange to you that he's teaming up with them. But as you read through it, it mentions that the Exemplars contacted him because HK Ultra was manipulating technology and they wanted his assistance with dealing with it. And you remember HK Ultra because there was a point in time where he actually replaced an entire neighborhood with robots. Every single human was replaced with what looked like synthetic versions of people that were there. And they actually went about their lives pretty normally for a significant amount of time before someone noticed it. And it took the Exemplars, all of them, which is unusual for all of them because there's so many. It took all of them to stop it. Whatever he's actually been doing isn't in the file, but you do notice that that's what he's doing. He's helping them try to stop whatever technological plot HK Ultra is currently working on. But it doesn't sound like he's actually fighting one-on-one or anything crazy with HK Ultra. It just sounds like he's dealing with the ramifications of it rather than the actual threat of the villain.
I think that Eagle's, just lack of information and disappearance and then, the sudden fact that he's left this open on the computers or recently viewed file is, a test for me.
Okay.
Protege for my detective skills. So I'm going to see if there's anything else in the Eagle's Nest that can point me to where he's at.
Okay. As you're sleuthing around the penthouse, you notice that one of the remotes that is used to power, he has it for the blinds, he has it because of all the gadgetry stuff that he does. He has a remote that basically controls everything in the entire penthouse. It's actually slightly askew from the dock where he normally puts it.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll put it back into its regular position.
Okay. When you do that, you hear Eagle's voice come over the intercom that is in the penthouse, and he says, "I knew you'd figure that out, Hawk. I'm temporarily away, helping the Exemplars figure out how to stop a virus that HK Ultra figured out. That HK Ultra injected into their computer system that has the possibility of giving him all the information that they have on every super in the city. Their fear is that he will systematically assassinate every hero in the city. I anticipate this taking me most of today and probably a couple more days. If you need me, though, I am still available because I'm not actively in the field. This is all happening in the Exemplars communication hub.
Yeah. So
feel free to call if you need anything or you need to talk."
Yeah, I guess I'll take a trip down to the Exemplars communication hub.
Okay. We're going to cut from you there. Let's see. Deke, what do you do after you and Hawk and Marshal separate?
Well, a little bit shaken up that I didn't have enough control to, kind of paralyze one side of his body and he went to full-on stroke. I'm not entirely guilty feeling because he had just been that close to it and I just pushed him over the edge. So it's not like I did it on purpose, and, but it's I gotta do something good to make up for that, I guess.
Okay.
Alright, so I'm just kind of walking around the street saying if anyone just kind of pops up into the hall, help me situation.
Okay. As you're walking, it starts to, time goes by, there's a couple purse snatches that you're able to stop, and that kind of thing. But it starts to snow. And at first it's really light, and you're just it's August. What the hell? Pretty soon though, it's piling. It's just coming down like crazy. You're halfway through your walk when it gets to that point where you're okay, I'm now kicking snow as I walk, and it's piling up. What the hell's going on? What do you guys do as a group? You're all noticing this. You get back to the trailer, and when you get there, you actually have to like push snow out of the way to get in. You're at the bakery, and you're like, the snow's starting to come up to the window outside, and there are people coming in, like, trying to get out of the cold, just coming in because they're wearing summer clothes. People in shorts and tank tops coming in like, can we stay in here? It's freezing out.
Gonna turn the TV that's up in the corner on.
Okay.
To the news.
So I figured Hugo's gonna...
I think we have like a 4-way panel here.
TV.
Everybody's turning on a TV or something.
Smartphone.
Sure. So, what you see is helicopters are giving a live feed as they circle over the docks. There's a machine on one of the docks. There's a really oddly shaped machine. It's an obelisk, but it has arms coming out. And the arms are like pulling in heat. Like you can see waves of heat. You know how you see the heat waves? And it's going into the arms of this machine. And it's just, there's this kind of swirl going on above it. And you've got the heat waves coming down into the top of it too. And it just seems like it's sucking it in. And there are like it's like half a dozen men on the dock at the base of this machine. And there's like a control panel, and then there's these series of 3 on each side, little circles that look like they have a handle coming out. It almost looks like a gas pump in some ways, but without the tube. And they're standing there. And as the cameras are watching and the helicopters are circling, one of them pulls one of those out and aims it at a helicopter and fires it, and you see a jet of like heat beam jet come out of it.
Like a microwave pulse or something?
Yeah, like in the comic panel, it's like a classic Kirby dotted beam of energy hitting this helicopter, and the helicopter just starts to spin and goes down into the water. What do you guys do?
I'm going to assess the situation.
Okay.
Even with that, but I get to use my no-fail criminal mind. What is the best way that, looking at their aerial footage, I could hope to get by there?
Like get to the location?
Get to the location and possibly actually get access to the machine.
Well, you notice that this warehouse is the one that they must actually have been headquartered in when they were building this thing. Because this has the big, like, dock door, and it's wide open. And then you can see that there's, like, alleyways behind it that you can probably get to without any of them seeing you.
Is there a sea route available? Or would that just literally be just, like, announcing yourself?
Yeah, they would see very obviously you coming.
Alright, so I begin to formulate a plan.
What about the rest of you? Keep in mind it's freezing cold now, too. And probably the closer you get to this thing, the colder it's going to be.
Until you get so close that it becomes warm again.
Exactly.
Hey, trusty tracksuit. I'm, kind of insulated. You could just vibrate yourself at a higher frequency and warm up.
So, I've got Hugo. He can't come with me, but,
you get to turn the heat on in the trailer, though.
Well, yeah, we've already done that.
Yeah. Everybody had their AC running.
Oh,
Flip.
not really. And so, I tried calling our dad. To see if he can, when he's going to be home, because I can't leave. I don't feel like I can leave Hugo.
He says he's actually stuck in the blizzard. He's like, I can't get out of here. There are no plows out, and I'm in an intersection. Mm-hmm. Like, luckily I have a full tank of gas, but the snow's piling up more and more around me, and there's no end in sight. So everybody's just staying in their cars. Okay. He's like, in fact, there's a car next to me that the lady was low on gas, so she turned hers off and came in, and she's actually in the car with me, so that she can stay warm.
Okay. We can't contact Hawk mentally.
I don't know. Can they? Do you usually keep the channels open so that you can take it? Okay.
Could I technically use my, mental illusion magic to project myself into his brain to talk to him like that, or would that be too far of a skew? Because that would probably be a transmission receiving issue.
I think he always has a channel open, but I don't know that you can affect it in that way. He's pretty guarded.
So
What's your dad's name? We never came up with a name.
Dad.
I know it's
Dad. Let's call him Mike.
It's gonna be important.
Mike Johnson.
Actually, it's just so I can write notes to myself without having to write Jasper's dad.
The memorable name, Mike Johnson.
Now you get to write Mike Jasper's dad.
Coming up with new ways to make your lives more complicated.
So I'm trying to get hold of Hawk because I figured he might have a...
What's your communication? Because the panel, I figure, is you thinking a thought.
Yeah, I'm just going to try, just try it. I just don't even know because I feel kind of goofy doing it. But it's like, hey, Hawk, I don't know if you can hear me, but do you have any idea what's going on with the snow?
You get that?
I'll tell her to turn on the news. There's a weird machine at the docks. Do you want to respond to it?
Yeah, give me a minute. So I have to make you a promise to stay inside, like not to go out, keep the heat on, not to let anybody in unless it's Dad.
Okay, sis, where are you going though?
I have to go meet Dad. I have to go help him get home, and then it won't be long. And you just need to stay put, buddy, because I can't really worry about you and Dad.
Do you care what Hugo thinks of you?
Yeah.
We're gonna say Hugo has influence over you then.
Yeah.
He says, "Okay, I know if anyone can save Dad, it's you. Shift your savior up,
wow.
and your mundane down."
Wow. Oh, it's already okay.
Okay. What does Russ do?
Russ saw the helicopter crash into the water, so he's going to try and rush over there through like the blizzard-covered streets. So there's
why you name him Russ? Because it's so close to Rush.
No.
I just thought of that when you said it. I was like,
well, Russell would have sounded like Russell.
So like he cruised down the blizzard streets, up this single track.
So as you're,
I was gonna say,
as
like,
you're
is the
going,
snow melting?
it's like, snow's like flying around. You are a little bit slower than normal though.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Definitely.
And the cold.
Also, your vision is probably limited if you're wearing goggles. So prevent from the...
What's Hawk doing? You didn't quite get to the communication center yet.
Yeah.
You're halfway there. When all this kind of comes to a head.
I don't know, that machine looks a little bit intimidating, so I'm gonna finish my trip to the communication center.
Okay. And what's Deke doing?
Going to try to send out, little mental blip note saying, "Oh, hey, by the way, I'll head down to the, danger zone and wait on you guys this time."
I'll let them know Deke is on his way.
Okay. So you three are all going?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm actually use the restroom real quick, but I think we might do two first before we do that. I could see Russ getting there before you get to the Exemplar headquarters, but I just think it's more interesting to do the three of them as a group rather than
walking everywhere is gonna suck.
Snow.
Especially in the snow, yeah. Especially in the snow. Dad's got the only car.
Let's see. We could try the fire and ice routine. Straight up deception.
You could always just knock it into the bay.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to freeze off the water.
Or boil it.
Yeah, well, if it has an operational temperature that it has to maintain, if you knock it in the water and it absorbs all the heat out of it, then it just causes all the ice to freeze for it. Then it can't absorb anything, and then its core temperature just drops so much that that goes into, suspended use.
Slows itself down. I figure out what they're doing with it. Why they need all that heat.
Let's see, well...
I thought they just wanted to play King of the Dogs.
They just wanted to build a snowman.
Alright, well, let's see. So what could thermal energy like that be useful for? And, well, obviously if they wanted to cause mayhem and havoc, or make life more pleasant for the body heat challenged, that would be a need for it. They could be trying. And then we could try using as like some kind of hostage situation. Like, we're taking the city hostage. We're taking all of your heat.
Desalinating water with it.
They're pole men instead of mole men. They live at the North Pole. They're super cold and they need warmth.
Or they would get using it for to power scientific, machinery or experiments or something, like opening a gateway to another world requires that much, radiation, and they're trying to capture up enough heat to radiate it out.
They live on Hoth and they need Earth. 5 cities heat.
Okay, so you get to Exemplar Tower. Okay. It's like Avengers Tower with a big E.
Makes sense.
It's more like a dome.
Like a smaller kitchen.
No, it's a very modern building. It's all glass and steel, and the front of it has these statues of the original exemplars.
Gen 1.
So when you get into the entryway, brushing snow off yourself as you come in, there's a front kiosk kind of thing you have to sign in. And the person asks, "Are you in your hero gear, Hawk gear, or are you Marshal?"
Yeah.
You're in Hawk gear?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just walking along the streets.
He says, code name, Hawk. He writes it down. He goes, "Who are you here to see?" "Eagle." And he writes down on a piece of paper, and then he turns to this computer, and he starts to type something in, and he's like, "Okay, go to elevator B, and take it to subfloor 3C.
Okay.
You got that?
Yeah.
Elevator B, subfloor 3C. Yeah. Okay.
It would have been
Enjoy your stay.
It would have been funnier if he asked the what's purpose of business and you just had bird stuff.
Alright, so you as you go around there, you notice that like every 20 or 30 feet or so, there's like a branch off with elevators.
Yeah.
And then another branch off with elevators. And they're labeled A, B, C, D, E, etc.
Okay.
You don't know how far it goes. I mean, it looks like it just keeps going. But, you get to B, obviously. You get the elevator, and it's like, got this weird layout. There's ones going up, where like, regular floors. And then the ones going down are this confusing maze of A, and then it's like a series of numbers, and then B, and a series of numbers, and then C, and it just seems really weird. But when you hit 3C, you feel the elevator go down, and then go over, and then go down again, and then it opens up.
Cool.
And when you come out, you're actually in there's a 2-level area that you come into when you're at the top. So you come in and you see huge bank, like a circle of computers and eagles in the middle there. Beside him are Cosmic Synapse and
Dr. Binar.
You see Cosmic Synapse, you see Interface, and you see all of the Fantastic Five. Lunargent Thorn, Firefly, Geo-Rage, M-Field, and Europa. Eagle's working hard at a computer. Interface is beside him also working on a computer. And the rest of them are just like talking back and forth about the HK Ultra situation. Mm-hmm. What do you do?
I'm gonna walk up to Fantastic Five and tell them it's snowing.
Snowing?
Yeah.
M-Field, he looks at you and he's like outside?
Yeah. I mean, obviously not in here.
How is that?
There's some goons playing around with a heat-sucking device at the docks.
Crap, and we're all busy with HK Ultra. Is there any way you could take care of it?
Yeah, I got some guys working on that right now.
Got some guys.
Who are they?
The Super Punks.
We have a new name. I've never heard of them. Are they a new team?
Yeah, we taking out some people.
You're Eagle's protege, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure with you leading them, they're going to be fine.
Cool.
So, did you need to talk to Eagle?
Yes.
Okay.
I couldn't pass up that. Dude, talk to Fantastic Five.
Geeking out right now.
Where you're like, hey, can I take a photo for my Instagram?
Do you actually take photo of them?
Yeah.
Geo-Rage isn't, they're adults, so they already have it, but Geo-Rage isn't willing to be in the photo, but the rest of them are fine with it. He's kind of like, it's kind of funny because, the Lunargent Thorn, she notices where he's at and she like moves the rest of the team, so he's in it anyway, but he's like, it's a side picture of him. Cause he's like behind them. Just off to the side and behind them and looking over at what, Interface is doing. You see Eagle and he's looking at a screen and the stuff on the screen just doesn't make any sense to you at first glance. You can tell it's code, but you don't know. You've never seen the language that it's in. So what do you say?
I want to talk to him about our fight with Marionette and how I kind of didn't really have my powers fires up the snow.
Okay. He responds with, well, that happens. And that's why I always train you not to rely on your powers exclusively. Because there are going to be times where your powers aren't what gets you through the day. It's going to be your other skills. So sometimes using your telekinesis or your telepathy isn't going to be the answer, and you have to find another way. But you're good enough and you're smart enough that I think you can do it. He's trying to shift your superior.
Okay. I'm already at 3
And you're freaked down.
for superior.
Okay. When you would normally shift something up above 3 or below -2, you take a condition instead, correct? Oh, he doesn't have influence over you anymore. So you actually, the shift doesn't happen.
Oh.
That's what he would have been doing though.
Okay.
So, I forgot you removed his influence from you.
Temporarily.
Yeah. Does he get it back?
Sure.
With this conversation?
Yeah.
Okay.
Paternal advice.
I won't have him shift anything. Do you mention the situation to him? Because he didn't hear it. He was too focused.
Yeah.
With the cold machine?
Yeah.
Okay. He immediately says, when you mention the situation, he says, that sounds like something you and your team can handle, I'm sure of it. But there was an old villain who's no longer around. In fact, I'm thinking, and he kind of points at Cosmic Synapse without being obvious. I think he's dead now. He used to harness. He called himself Negasun. I know, brilliant name, right? Mm-hmm. But he would always harness heat and then use it as a weapon, but it didn't cause cold. But if that's what the technology that this person is using, then be careful, because the weapon that he'll use will be the opposite of what it seems, and he may be able to use the cold as well if he can direct the heat to draw the heat from around you.
Okay.
So just be careful. And again, don't always rely on your powers. Sometimes you need an alternate solution. All right, you three arrive at the docks. We're going to say you guys meet at like the rail track that's here on the other side. Although it doesn't really look much like a rail track right now because it's, the snow is like this deep. The wind is blowing. The snow is coming down. What do you guys do?
Shivering, trying to stay warm.
Yeah, we're trying to get up to like maybe above the drifts, and that might give us a better view of what's going on too. Are the police there? I'm guessing maybe no.
Emergency response vehicles probably wouldn't be able to deal with this on short notice without the plow trucks coming.
Yeah. They can't. You, on your way here, you saw them dealing with the ramifications of the snow, but there's
nobody there. Yeah.
You don't even hear the other news chopper. After that one got shot down, it left because it didn't want to get hit either. What's the plan, you three?
Alright, well, I did notice from the footage that there was a building nearby that we could possibly use to get closer to it. I don't know if you guys want to do a little B&E and maybe find a way to get a better view.
You also get access to an exemplar car, which is
I thought I was taking. Oh, it's flying car?
Mm-hmm.
It's an upgrade to my car.
For this incident. They're asking you to respond, so they give you a way to get there quickly. Cool. But he's not there yet. So, you guys just kind of creep down the back alleyway to the back of the warehouse you saw. Mm-hmm. That had the open front. Okay. You get to the back of it, and the windows are set high, because it's a warehouse. So how are you gonna get in there?
Well, the easiest point would probably be to do a triple team maneuver. You lift her up just enough to get a running start. I act as the fulcrum lever. You launch her at me. I lift her up. She uses her acrobatics and gets up top.
Okay. We'll try it.
Okay. Let's have you unleash your powers.
And technically we're assisting, so should we take that?
Yeah, I'll let you have a +1 for the team as well.
Yeah. 9 plus freaks is 0, so it's 9.
+1 is 10.
Plus 1. Oh!
So we get a full unleash.
Yes.
Successful.
You do it, and it looks amazing. You have never been so acrobatic. You're like flipping up, and you land, you stick the land, and you're like, I wish the helicopter news people were still here, because that would have looked badass. When you get up there, you actually see there's a skylight. It's one of those ones that's kind of raised a little bit. It has a bunch of snow on it right now, but you can still see that it's there. Do you have a way to get them up now?
Charlie Bronson always brought some rope.
Well, I've got... What do I? Have with me...
Well, being the most human character, I would assume that you'd have the most
I've just like some
Or at least you have utility.
Yeah, I don't have a lot, but I probably have some. Or I could just go in through the skylight and see if there's a street entrance.
That's
Our choice.
Let's go that way.
Okay.
Because I don't.
You gonna stealth your way in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I'm not
just
gonna
brush
have you roll
the
because
just brush the snow off.
rolling-
Usually those are probable. So.
rolling two of the same move in a row is not usually fun or interesting. So you get in, and when you're inside, it looks like, because normally these warehouses would have like places where things would get stacked, like different shelves and stuff. This one is cleared out pretty much. Like the only thing that's on it, there's like workbenches along one side, high tech benches with high tech gear. It kind of looks like you saw Spider-Man: Homecoming. Did the rest of you guys see it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The Tinker's
You didn't see
Lab.
it? No.
Yeah.
Yes, I know.
Okay.
No.
So our low-tech world with high-tech,
Yeah, it's a very low-tech atmosphere, but it has a bunch of high-tech implements in it. There's like laser welders and like all that kind of crazy stuff there.
It's like Tony Stark's workroom, but
It's more improvised,
but it's
probably.
very much more improvised.
Yeah.
It's
that kind of stuff on a budget.
yes, it's like old metal tables with autonomous.
Robotic.
Yeah, there's like robotic elements there and crazy weird glowy stuff with lights that is on top of an old oil drum. Like it's obviously some low rent person found some really good crap they could use. There's the big door that's opening. And then there's a small entrance over here. You notice the door opens out though, and with how much snow there is, it's probably not going to be easy to get into.
Dual shovel attack.
There is, though, some shelves on the inside, right where those windows are.
Okay, so I can just climb up and push them open.
Yes, and theoretically you could probably help them, one or both of them in. Yeah, you see there's one person in here who's near the door. He has big parka, big expedition style parka, like on, dealing with the cold. There's snowdrifts coming in the door. There's a stand here that is now empty. It looks like it used to have some sort of gear that used to be there, but it would have been like a full suit kind of gear. That's about the footprint of the skylight. So you slip in, and you have to kind of drop onto the stand of this. Okay. But with your stealth, you're able to do it silently. He's looking out that way.
With a big parka hood on and stuff.
So you come back here and you go up. You guys see her pop the window open and reach out. As you're reaching out, you see a flying car come overhead. It comes over this way, staying low, so it's just above these buildings, but you see it. And when you look down, you see her opening the window to let them in, and like they're all there looking up at you like, what the hell?
I want to telegraph to everybody that we're going to try and get them to dispel this heat back out. It seems like they're collecting it for something, and I don't want them to have it.
Okay.
So I want you guys to look in their shop to find out what they're trying to do. And then I want you to make, like, mirages of the flying car. Like, there's a bunch of them, and then, so that way they'll try and shoot it.
It's gonna take a little bit of work. You're talking about something that's twice or 3 times the size of an average car. And you want me to get them flying in the air.
Well, yeah, but you can make them small since they're far away.
Alright, I guess power of scale, but if anyone gets a good look at it, it's not going to stand up. I mean, it's too short notice, and you want me to create too many of them.
Yeah, just 6. one for each.
You just try.
Alright, I'll see what I can do.
Alright.
Thanks for showing up late.
But in a flying car.
Alright, so you two are in the workshop.
Cool.
We'll start there.
Mm-hmm.
What are you guys doing when you're in there?
Well, we need to keep this guy in sight because he hasn't seen us yet. So
He's smoking a cigarette.
Okay. Still looking out. These are doors that are open?
It's one big door.
One big door.
Like a garage door. That's
Okay. So like he's waiting for something to arrive?
Honestly, it looks like he's just a bored person who's
just
just told to stay here and watch things.
Watch the shop.
And he's not. He's more interested in them. He wishes he was out there with them, probably.
So,
He got lame duty.
So we're technically on the ground floor?
Yeah.
Okay. Are there floors above us other than it's
just the
one
skylight.
big
It's
vaulted?
like a big,
Okay. Oh, okay. Well, then we can go take a look at the bench. I wouldn't know what I was looking at, but it might keep the stand. I mean, I don't know how big the stand is. Is there any kind of cover at all here? Or is it just all out?
Not really. It's all. This is all open. But
we should probably just move along the wall. I can use my stealth, but
okay.
And, Wheels is fast, so I mean, nobody sees him when he moves really fast. So we can kind of go check that
Well,
out.
I can only make myself appear invisible or do one thing at a time. I can't do both.
Do both, yeah.
So you get to this end of the bench, and you notice a little cylinder that has a button at the bottom of it, and it looks like it's got leather, like it would be held, and the button could be pressed, but you have no idea what it would do.
Yeah, what the heck?
You push it?
Yeah, I'll push it.
Okay. When you push the button, it jerks and a segmented stick comes out of it. It's 3 segments. It's the length of the handle part, but it's 3 segments that are, thinner so they fit inside each other.
Stun baton.
And yeah, arcs of electricity start to go around it.
Okay. So I'm saying
you can write that on your, I think you have a gear move that you picked.
Oh, I do.
And you've now picked up your first piece of gear.
I think I did, yeah.
It is.
Is it another?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Stuff. Pretty cool.
You can put stun baton. First time you use it, you can roll plus mundane.
Okay. Because I think, since he's standing there, I think we may as well see how it works. Because if he's just standing there watching this and he's not going for help, he's probably working with whoever's making this thing. So
that's cool. So panel I see, it's like close up of it. And the close up of your face as you're like, what's that? And then you grab it, you press it, and your hand jerks, and it's like comes out, and then there's this like glorious electrical.
So, and then I'd let him know that I'm going to go over there and see exactly what it does. I don't kill anybody, so I might just try
touching him with it,
tapping him, just a little tap.
Directly engage a threat. Roll plus mundane this time.
Okay, mundane is plus 1.
Oh, you go to shock him. It touches his parka and nothing happens. So he turns around and, as surprise face, a cigarette falls out of his mouth, and then he reaches down, pulls out one of those. I should describe it because you guys didn't see it up close. It's got a straight metal handle and like a squeeze handle on it with a hand guard that just squeezes, almost like a gas thing. And the top of it is very blocky looking, but it comes out to this comes out like a piece of metal, but it has these glass looking 4 spines that come out alongside it, and those seem to generate the heat, and then the middle thing pulses.
Okay.
So he points it at you. Wheels, you see what she just did go badly.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do?
I guess,
would you like to defend her, or directly engage the threat, or provoke him?
Directly engage the threat.
Okay. Roll plus danger.
9.
Good roll. Roll plus danger on a hit, trade blows. On a 10 plus, pick 2. On a 7-9, pick 1. Do you resist and avoid their blows? Take something from them? Create an opportunity? Impress, surprise, or frighten?
You could always run in and turn the thing back on him as he's firing it. That you're that fast.
Actually, you got a 9?
Yeah.
You're right there. Do you want to help?
Yeah, I like this. If he's
Let's make that a 10.
running and
So 2?
oh 2, yeah. So
pick 2.
I think we surprised him.
I'll create an opportunity.
Yeah.
For Jax.
To
Okay.
try this again, and this time I'm going to try to get somewhere where it's not covered by parka, like it's like his neck or something exposed, not covered by the parka.
Okay, so create an opportunity.
I guess surprise the opposition as well.
Okay, so he didn't even notice you were there. He was focused on Jax. So when you come in, you're able to you swing by him and you like throw an elbow as you pass, and it grazes him, but it's enough to completely turn his attention away so that he can't even see Jax as Jax reaches out, touches his neck inside the parka with the stun baton. He goes rigid and then drops. He's still breathing.
Okay. Nice. Because I would be worried about that.
Unless he had a pacemaker.
We've already had one cardiac.
I was going to say, what's going on?
Everybody has heart problems.
Friday night in the big town. It's like, oh no.
Alright, you two.
So,
let's switch.
Alright, well, he has asked me to use my mojo and make some decoys.
Okay.
And my name is Deke, so it's my specialty.
Alright, unleash your powers.
Are you sure you don't want me to use my watching closely? Because I use that to trick people. I mean, if you don't want it to, that's cool too. Because the whole point is to always be deceptive. That's kind of why I took it.
Yeah, I'll let you use that. Go for it.
Alright, so...
And do Wheels and I know, as Hawk told us what he's doing? Like,
I think his plan was broadcast off.
Alright, double 4, 8, plus my 3 superior, 11.
Okay.
And I create the 6, miniature cars. They're literally only about as big as, like, your arm. So they really need to be far out there for, like, some scale.
It's like if you're doing this,
Yeah.
It's
like, hey, it's the best I can do on short notice.
Okay.
And I'm trying to, like, keep them floating around and, like, move my hands around to kind of, like, guide them mentally around.
Okay. What are you doing, Hawk?
I want to provoke them into thinking that they're being surrounded by the Exemplar. Like,
Okay.
this fleet of Exemplar flying cars is coming in to stop them in their evil plot.
Before they notice they're not really getting any closer.
So
getting any bigger.
I'll send them all a mental, like, telegraph that,
Hey
not
guys,
to fire
looks like they're
their heat weapons. Because we're gonna get them if they do.
So you're provoking them?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and roll to provoke. When you provoke someone, say what you're trying to get them to do, roll plus superior. Okay.
Double 4s again.
11.
2 11s back to back.
7, 9, 18. Okay, so yeah, they rise to the bait. Okay, so the people out there, they all put their weapons back in the machine, and they just start like going like this to surrender. The 6 of them do.
Okay.
What do you guys do now?
You should probably go and try to find the off switch as quick as possible.
Yeah, I'll land on the dock.
Okay, where are you landing?
On the inside.
But this thing is still pretty hot, right? Yeah. Do you have anything?
You notice that the water is all ice.
Yeah.
And it's like, it looks thick, except for around the dock is melted. There's still, like, this is all, a nice big radius around this is all, there's no snow, there's no nothing. The guys weren't even wearing parkas. The 6 guys, they actually were wearing, like, regular summer hoodlum clothes. It's the chic style of this year.
Our summer line of combat equipment.
So, what do you do when you land?
I'm gonna tell them to step away from the machine, and I'm gonna go see if I can figure out how to turn it off to reverse the suction.
Okay.
She put it from suck to blood.
I haven't seen Spaceballs in so long. Okay. They back away and they're like, we're not getting paid enough anyway for the exemplars to. You're at the machine. Okay. I'm just gonna let you be there.
Does it seem easy to turn off?
No.
Okay.
Not at all.
Little on-off switch.
I will try and use my detector skills.
It's this weird combination of like golden age tech with silver age tech with modern tech. So there's like a cell phone connected to this weird alien looking device, then it has this
a pulley.
Yeah, like a random like series of ropes like tying things together. It's just a weird mix of different technologies that someone put together. And you notice that none of the 7 people, this is including you guys, none of them look like the actual person that did this. They all just look like hired hands.
Good.
Yeah.
Can I assess the situation?
Yeah.
Ooh, 11, 14.
Nice.
So, what here can I use to turn off this machine? And who here is the biggest threat?
So I'll answer the first one. First. So when you're looking at this thing and you kind of circle around it, and when your view comes to the open warehouse door, you see Jack standing there with her device, and you're like, if I just put that in the middle, I think the whole thing would just shut down.
Okay. I'll let Jackson come over here and do that.
Can you come over here and stick your taser into this high-powered machine that's sucking heat?
What could possibly happen?
Okay, the biggest threat is actually not here at the moment, but is on its way back.
Uh-oh.
You notice in the rest of your circuit, you see something streaking through the sky, like flying.
And it looks a lot better scaled than my,
yeah. It's this smoke gray armor, basically. But it's not smooth like Iron Man's. This is like hard ridges, like, obviously this thing was created in the 50s kind of thing. Like, very military looking too. Like, but yeah, but it's got like a power armor feel to it. And it's just like jets out of the hands and feet flying toward you.
So we need to get there fast, so we run over. I run over. I'm guessing you're coming with me.
It's gonna be, it's obvious that you'll probably get there at the same time, unless Wheels really pushes himself to get the taser there.
Then I was gonna say I should hand that off to Wheels. I want this back.
Unleash your powers.
But, yeah, I want this back. You take it. Take it in.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
That's a 1.
Okay. You start to book it, and you grab the taser, but as soon as you leave the warehouse is right when an explosion goes off underneath the car that he parked there.
Oh.
That section of the dock, it blows up, and the car just drops into the water and starts to sink.
Don't think you're gonna be trusted with another one.
Oh, man.
License revoked.
And you see the figure, it pulls up to a stop, and it's just hovering there, and then it looks at all of you, and it says, "You guys are nothing. You have no power here. Leave now." And then puts his hands up and shoots a blast at you. Take a powerful blow.
Okay. 11.
Alright. When you take a powerful blow, roll plus conditions marked. On a 10 plus, choose one. You must remove yourself from the situation, flee, pass out, etc. You lose control of yourself or your powers in a terrible way. Or you can pick two options from the 7-9 list. I don't know what you think about that. Use the restroom.
You have ground, your opponent gets an opportunity, and you're sure to pass the pain, and you mark two conditions.
That's what I was thinking about.
Yeah. You have ground and take the conditions. Which means the next time that you get hit, you're not going to probably avoid it, and you can't fill out anything else.
But if I lose control of myself or my powers in a terrible way, that could really mess up.
Yeah.
Or maybe it takes it out. Well, I just had a brilliant kind of idea pop into my head. I'll tell you once the game resumes.
Well, if you guys think you can take this guy down without me, I think the safest option is
remove yourself.
Yeah.
You flee.
I gotta go tell you what happened to his car.
Bye. Later. Goodbye. You get like an allowance because you're probably gonna be banned for a while.
Yeah, you're gonna be having to ride your hover bike around.
Yeah. Mowing a lot of lawns for exemplars.
You don't have reality-altering powers, so no.
He comes and hits you, and all you do is do like a little twinkle star.
Yeah, your superhero name would have had to have been Mulligan for that to happen. Alright, so what do you want to do? You take the conditions and give the opportunity, or?
I can do that if you guys think you need me.
Well, I mean, it's better to have a full working team with the extra turn and ability to strategize. Plus, we can just use your brain as our communications hub.
Okay. So I'll give ground and struggle past the frame. Okay. My opposition gets an opportunity, and I get to mark 2 conditions.
I'm going to say you mark afraid, and I'll let you pick the other one.
I'm going to say
Insecure?
guilty, because it was my plan, and so somebody got hurt because of it.
Okay. Yeah, you got hurt.
Well, but he was in an explosion.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. So, actually, from your point of view, it did look like he wasn't actually in it, but it did look like he was in it to you.
Transform, no!
So that's your 2 conditions, and he gets an opportunity. Okay. The section of dock that you're on this side of the machine now. Okay. Section of dock that you're on breaks underneath you, so you have to like launch yourself off and then land kind of on your back on the other side. Okay. So even further out. He actually flies to the machine now and looks like he's recharging. He just like his gauntlets fit where their guns go, so he pulls the guns out and drops them and sticks his gauntlets in there, and you can see his suit charging up. When his suit charges up, it actually lights up. Like, through the seams, you just see light coming out. And then it looks like he just, like, heat waves just coming off of him as his suit absorbs it. And then pulls him back out. Good stuff. He's all juiced up. Alright. Which of you 3 wants to act?
I'm going to assess the situation, see what I can clean. And that is only a 3 plus my superior. So it's a 6, so I fail, but once again, using my criminal mind, I get to ask what's useful, how to infuriate, provoke, or what is the best way to pass. That's irrelevant. So how could I best infuriate or provoke him? I really would just want to infuriate him, like, not even needing it to be him, but just somehow make him angry.
If you made it look like his machine stopped working suddenly, that would frustrate the hell out of him.
Well, I will hold off on action for now until he's further away from the machine. Being up close obviously could ruin the effect.
Okay.
Do you want to mark potential?
Did you fail it?
Or take a powerful roll?
No.
Because you succeeded.
You succeeded the roll. Yeah. You succeeded at getting hit. Really good.
Feels like a success.
Wheels, what do you do? Doc blew up in front of you. You were able to see, from your vantage point, it looks like Hawk got taken out, because he's down now. He hasn't gotten up yet.
Okay.
And this guy just juiced up. I keep picturing the movie with the animated foods in the grocery store.
Oh.
The douche?
Yeah. I'm all juiced up! But anyway. Yeah, you know.
Sausage fest. That's
sausage.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I guess he's going to continue on with trying.
Okay. How are you getting across the chasm now?
He's gonna
water.
Well, you could run around the edge of it on the ice and then hook around.
He's been practicing his long jump from school.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with this is another Unleash Your Powers.
Alright. 8.
Did you add your free?
Wait. Yeah. -1, so 8.
Okay. Do you want to mark a condition, or do you want me to tell you how the effect is unstable or temporary?
You tell me how it's unstable or temporary.
Okay. You make the jump. Doesn't look pretty. It's rough. And when you land, you feel the wood start to give way where you're standing.
Planks.
Yeah, the planks are giving way. You're going to fall in the water unless you can... Actually, the only way you'll be able to get the taser into the machine is if you throw it from where you're at.
Alright. Are you by the machine?
No, I'm
You're
still
in the warehouse.
Yeah, I'm
Behind the warehouse.
Well, I've crawled through the window now. I'm looking on at you guys, but I'm not, within striking distance. Not a hands-on hero.
Yeah, I'm going to call it directly engaging. You have to directly engage the machine. Yeah.
I guess I'll try it.
Okay. Roll plus danger.
That would be a lot.
You go to throw it, and you actually fall before you throw it, and it falls with you, and you actually electrocute yourself a little bit.
Hey.
Take a powerful blow.
Alright, let's go for some more ones.
Add 2 failures.
It's a miss, though.
No, I got a 3.
But it's a miss.
Add 2 failures to your...
Yeah, add 2 more potential. Did you fail any other rolls?
The initial one.
Before it.
The initial one that made the explosion. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you didn't mark that one too. Almost. You have so much potential.
Just one more thing.
So much potential, man. You're gonna be awesome one day.
Today's just not that day.
Alright, you see all this occur, Jax. What do you do?
Well, I'm worried about him going into the drink, especially since, the machine's right up there. He didn't land on the ice, right? He went into
the water. Correct.
Okay, so
The water's actually warm.
I'm just gonna bounce over to the more stable. I'm sure there's part of it that's still stable. Like, just kind of work my way around.
It's a few planks further than he made it, but yeah.
Yeah. Work my way around and see, is the machine's actually not standing, it's like freestanding? Coming up out of the water?
No, it's on the dock.
So it's on
like
the dock.
the part of it,
So it blew apart the approach to it.
It will shortly be in danger of falling in, but right now there's still posts underneath on either side of it.
So my thought is, if I can get to the part that the machine's giving off a lot of heat, is it bearable? Like if I jump over and stand
You'd be fine.
I can see then assess the situation with
Except for the
wheels.
dude is standing right there.
Oh.
But you'd be fine. You can still go there.
I can still go there?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll go there. Because I want to see where Wheels is, but I also want to see where the...
Are you using your stealth?
I'm going to use my stealth to get to the machine.
If you position yourself between him and the machine as you acrobatically flip over there, you'll probably be okay. He won't notice you. You'll be able to look at the machine.
Let's do that.
Roll to unleash your powers.
7. And my freak is 0, so 7.
Okay. Do you want to mark a condition, or do you want me to tell you how the effect is unstable or temporary?
Just how is the effect unstable or temporary?
It's very temporary, because if he shifts even the slightest bit, he's going to see you. Okay. And there's no way he's going to stand still, because he obviously has been looking around at threats the whole time anyway.
Right.
Here's a situation where I would help.
So, if we're all still linked, or does Hawk have us all linked?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I need to find out. Okay, Deke, Hawk had to hit the road. So what can you do? We got a real situation here.
Deke?
Let's see if I get into a little bit of mind mojo. I can put the baton in your hand. You could pretend to stab it even though you don't actually have it. Then I create the illusion that it starts shutting down, making him angry and losing focus.
That's a good idea.
That is a 9, and is there any way anyone can help or not with the team points?
I think if Jax really sells it, it'll help. So
yeah.
I'll give you that.
So 10.
So you do it.
Yeah.
All right. You thrust in your not holding anything hand.
Right.
And then I start making it
he makes it look like it's powering down.
Hey, yo, Fred Cook. I think I just messed with your machinery there. It's nice to be a technomancer. I'm lying.
Alright. He looks visibly angry. Like, he's pissed. So he completely ignores you, and he aims both lasers at you.
Uh-oh.
So he fires at you. Go ahead and take a powerful blow.
7.
Any conditions yet?
No conditions at the moment, no.
Okay. Choose one. Lash out verbally, give ground, mark 2 conditions.
I will give some ground.
Okay. You see him, you see what he's getting ready to do. And, you're able to kind of like dodge and then run around the corner. So you're actually like further away and around this wall from him.
Yeah.
You also have to give up the illusion. So he sees the machine is working and he's now very confused. You have a moment to do something if you want. What do you want to do? It'll be your turn.
I'm gonna
You could try picking up one of the heat guns.
Directly engage with the things that they dropped. He had to pull out of the socket to put his
Okay. You grab a heat gun.
Yeah.
You use them both? Or one?
I use them both.
Okay.
Because they're both lying.
First use, so roll plus mundane.
Okay. +1, so that's 6.
How do you want to help?
Maybe you use your TK and like alter her aim.
Yeah.
It's a kill shot. Yeah. Alright. You notice her aim is off slightly from your training.
Yeah.
You've had to study like
Trajectories
and stuff to try to avoid getting shot yourself.
Kata.
So you tweak her aim a little bit and it actually hits true. So on a 7-9 pick 1, do you take, I'm not going to do the resist or avoid blows because he's not going to actually be able to get you. Take something from them, create an opportunity for your allies, impress, surprise, or frighten.
Create an opportunity for my allies.
Okay. He gets hit. It looks like it actually significantly damages his armor.
Scorch marks.
Yeah, there's like scorch marks and it looks like the lower or the upper abdomen, it might actually have gone through because you can see some of the circuitry in it. No. He's like actually shocked. He responds directly to you, and this is an adult talking, you can tell, but he says, "You're not even a powered person. How are you doing this?" He's shifting your mundane up and your danger down because he thinks that you're not a threat. He thinks you shouldn't be a threat.
My danger really can't get much lower than one more step, so I really don't want him to do that.
Okay.
So.
Reject someone's influence. You just roll. Don't add anything to it.
Just roll. Okay.
So, when you reject someone's influence, roll. On a hit, you successfully hold to yourself and tune them out. On a 10+, choose 2. On a 7-9, choose 1. And then there's a bunch of stuff. On a miss, their words hit you hard. Mark a condition, and your labels get adjusted anyways. That's a miss.
Damn.
So, mark a condition. I think you feel insecure.
Insecure.
Because of his words. And your mundane goes up and your danger goes down.
You got a potential for that too?
Yes. And you mark potential.
I've got potential.
Yes, so much potential.
Not as much as wheels.
Alright.
Yeah, man. Speaking of wheels.
Yes. It's you. What's up?
It's me?
Yeah.
Alright. I guess I'll take that opportunity.
That's fine. I'm gonna say that you were swimming and you're actually underneath him under the dock.
Under the dock? Okay.
You see him, he's above you, you can see the electricity.
Like, how deep is the water? I mean, is it
It's deep.
It's deep,
Yeah.
okay.
I mean, these docks actually have,
Like they're channeled out or...
they have like freighter kind of style cargo ships come up to them. So it's
deep water docks.
Yeah.
Do you still have the stun baton with you?
I think I do.
Could you throw it into the air, let him use his TK aim, and then throw it into the exposed circuitry? You don't need to use to stop the machine, but...
Well, you stop him, it'll be a lot easier to stop the machine.
Yeah. Alright. I'll swing underneath, I'll throw the baton.
Okay. You toss it up. I'm gonna have you unleash your powers to be able to do this. Because it's a pretty precise thing.
So 9 plus 1, 10.
Alright, you do it. I see the panel is like, it shows you throwing it up. Mm-hmm. Then it shows
like just
it hit up, and then it has like what color is your telekinesis in the panel?
I think it just has like a brown shimmer, like my costume colors.
Okay. So yeah, you see that shimmer around it, grab it, and then it loops around and then goes in. And then he actually gets shocked.
System shut down. Maybe he's gotta go for a hard reboot.
Okay. He starts to get, like, his whole suit just starts to vibrate to the point that you can hear it clanking and clacking and everything tinking on it. It sounds almost like it might blow up.
Oh, sweet.
You guys probably want to get the hell out of there.
Okay, how close are we?
Go ahead and roll to assess the situation.
10, 13.
Mm-hmm. Ask 2.
Oh. Who here is most vulnerable?
To you?
Oh, yeah.
To
What here is in the greatest danger?
Wheels. Because he's directly below.
He's right below him in the water.
And what here can I use to protect him?
If you push, if you can leap across and push Negasun into his machine, it should shut down everything.
Okay.
or use them into a giant man machine and eat great danger.
Can I use my TK to pull him into the machine? Am I on this side of the dog?
Yeah, that was.
You're on this side,
Yeah.
and he's on the same side as you, so
Okay.
you have to push him in with it. We can push him with your telekinesis, so that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm going to call that directly engaging a threat.
Okay. That's dangerous. Oh, gosh. I got 7, but with my minuses, it's 4.
How many minuses?
I got minus 2
because of
for
your-
afraid, and
because
then
you're
your
afraid.
regular is -1.
How do you clear afraid? Let me just see if it's been cleared already.
Run from something difficult.
Yeah, you haven't done that. That doesn't seem like something Hawk would do very readily. Okay. You go to push him into the machine, and instead he goes flying into the water. Unleash your powers to get out of the water. You see this happen, and you can tell what's going to happen, because there's electricity and not water.
Electricity and water back.
And you're in it.
Don't.
7.
I feel like motorboat.
6.
Oh.
Let's
Can
see. Who's right there?
I'm around the
You're
corner.
the closest. Do you want to... I think you could probably use your telekinesis to help him.
Yeah.
You get a 7. Alright, do you want to take a condition? Or do you want me to tell you
Exhausted.
how the effect is unstable or temporary?
Okay, we'll just take a condition.
Okay. Afraid seems most likely.
Bad day, bad day, bad day, bad day.
The Negasun goes flying into the water. As soon as he hits the water and starts to sink, you hear the electricity. You can kind of, in the comic panel, it's spreading throughout the water. And then a short time later, there's a giant boom underneath, and the water just goes, and there's a bunch of steam. Oh, nice. The machine's still going. You two are closest. Who wants to adjust the machine? You don't have the taser thing anymore, so you're gonna.
Oh, it was in the guy's suit.
It was in
Yeah.
his suit.
And you didn't move fast enough to,
You can change your gear thing to heat gun,
Oh, okay.
Jasper. You just have to make sure you mark that it has we'll say 4 uses before it's out of juice. And the only way to recharge it is this machine.
but what if she just transfers over the ammo from one to the other, then she has 8 shots with 1? Or is it not that way?
It doesn't really work that way.
And they're self-contained though, transfer.
What if I tried to use it on the exposed workings? I mean,
Do you want to use it on the machine?
yeah. I mean, if it ends it,
And you can try it.
I can try it.
Or it might just soup it up even more.
It does suck in heat.
Well, that's true too.
I think
You could just try to drown it, like we kind of said at the very beginning. Just fire the heat gun like on both sides, and then just let it drop into the water.
Melt the ice around it and let it sink. Okay.
Well, the water underneath it is still liquid. It's still not iced over.
So just burn through the dock that it's, drop it in the water. Run like that. Okay. So what is that? Is that
I could try and summon all my logical reasoning skills to figure out a way.
Is that one of your powers?
Well, I've got detective skills, so if I can look at this thing,
if you want to
figure out.
I'll let you unleash your powers to do that if you are uncomfortable with this more drastic situation.
How fast can we all run?
Because that big blow, so we're not all going to be able to get out of here. 8, 9.
Is there a negative condition affecting it?
So, no.
Mark a condition. Or, I'm going to just tell you mark a condition because of what you're asking, or what you're trying to do.
Yeah, I'm not really sure if this is going to work. It's kind of like my last ditch effort, but so insecure.
Okay. All right. As you're looking at the connections and noticing how they all kind of fit together, it looks like if you take one of the ropes and you cut it and retie it to a different piece of it, it will pull one of the wires so that a crystal moves out of the way and it will reverse the polarity.
Alright.
That can be dangerous.
Do it.
Okay.
Cross the street.
So you go ahead and you do that, and you instantly, like, the heat in the area that you're in kind of dissipates and it starts to go out, and you can see on the comic pages, like, the heat waves are just going out into the city, and the snow and ice just starts to melt rather swiftly as it expands outward.
So we got these 6 goons. What do we want to do with them?
I think in the battle, they kind of just ran away because A, they shirked their duties to the boss, and they were still under the impression that the little illusion cards were real, so they went running as fast as they could.
I'm inclined to agree with that.
Okay.
You notice that the fellow that blew up, Negasun, he's like floating under the next dock over, up against one of the posts. The armor's like destroyed, and you can clearly see his face because the helmet has been blown off. But it looks like his skin has now become jet black, and his hair is just white.
Mr. Pope.
And there's no way he looked like that before. Any of you know Mr. Negative? From Spider-Man.
He's the new main Spider-Man villain in the upcoming game.
Yeah, he looks basically like Mr. Negative. But he's alive, he's breathing, but he's very damaged.
Yeah, let's get him out of the water.
First, it might be prudent to, maybe search his brain for some information. Because I held his back, but when we saw Marina, she kind of had a passenger riding along in her head, if you know what I mean. So, maybe this guy's tied to it. You wanna give it a look, or should I, or what? 50-50?
I'll let you do it.
Alright.
I'll have you unleash your powers.
6.
What's your freak?
I have 0 in freak.
Oh, okay.
I'll give you a hand.
Alright. You feel the Hawk's presence kind of
As a focus.
Market condition, though.
Alright. I will take... Well, tell me what I'm kind of seeing so that way I can mark an appropriate condition.
Alright, so when you get into his mind, and it's like you're inside of an igloo, but the floor is lava, and you're standing in the center on this
ice block.
Yeah, like a dwindling piece of ice. And in the entrance of the igloo, you see a silhouette, but you can't make out any features. And it's bald head, and it has the crown of hair. No, not a circle. Just the hair is like a crown of hair, but its top is bald. Very slender looking, though. Smallish kind of look, male figure, very slender looking. And you can see the outline of like a suit is what it looks like. And he just says, let's see how many strings I can pull before you find me. And he's gone.
Okay. That is probably just freaking me out a little bit, so I'll be afraid.
And I think we're going to call it there. All right, so end of session. We do have end of session moves, but I gotta find them. Unless you guys have them.
Peripheral moves. I think there's end of session moves.
All right, so for each of you, do you feel like you grew closer to the team? Actually, I guess I'll start with Jasper. Do you feel like you grew closer to the team, grew into your own image of yourself, or grew away from the team?
I think I'm growing into my own image of myself. I mean, just being able to defend my little brother and kind of not hesitating to go down there and just kind of where I think I'm meant to be doing. I don't have a lot of tools to bring to the table yet, but I think it felt right.
Shift one label up and another down. Your choice.
Oh, my choice?
Your choice.
Ooh.
Wheels. Same question.
Alright, I guess grow closer to the team.
Okay, who made you feel welcome within the team?
Hawk, when he, I guess, didn't leave me to die under the pier.
Okay. Do you already have influence over Wheels? Okay. Shift his labels.
One up, one down.
Yep. And tell me why, what makes sense. Like why you're shifting what you're shifting based on the fiction that you just engaged in. What labels is Jax shifting?
I shifted danger up to -1. Was it -2? And then freak down to -1.
Okay.
I'm gonna move his savior up and mundane down. Because he was rescuing people the whole time and using superheroes the whole time, or superpowers the whole time, so.
Awesome. So clear a condition or mark potential. Whatever one you want to do.
You take the potential and you fill up.
Yeah. You leveled.
Alright.
So go ahead and erase the potential track and then mark the thing you're going to pick. And if you don't want to do that thing right now, like you don't want to pick the move or you don't want to do whatever it says, you don't have to at the moment.
Can I permanently lose or have Priestball lose influence over him? Since he doesn't want to become like him.
Yeah, you can do that.
That's what I'm going to do. And then just add 1 to a label.
Where does it say? Let me see what it says.
Just the bottom left one.
Okay, yeah.
You just add 1.
Yep, just +1 to a label. And now you're permanently going to have like an extra point amongst all your labels.
Okay.
Which label are you bumping up?
Freak.
You're bumping up Freak? Okay. Hawk. Grew closer to the team, grew into your own image, grew away from the team.
I think I grew closer to the team. I felt like the plans ultimately work, even if they don't work out well. So it's nice to have other people to help me out.
Awesome. Who made you feel welcome?
I'm gonna go with Deke, since we had a little condition clearing session, and he had my back a lot.
Okay.
Almost killed the guy. Almost saved the guy.
Do you have influence over him already?
I believe so, yeah.
You have influence already, so hand him your sheet. He's going to adjust your labels.
Okay, so you're at mundane of -1, right? Mm-hmm. So shift that up, and I shift something else down. And I move your savior to 0, and your mundane to 0.
Alright, Deke. Grew closer to the team, grew into your own image of yourself, or grew away from the team?
I'm a lone kind of guy. I do my own thing. So I'm more of my own image guy.
Okay. How did you grow into your own image this time?
Basically, I was coming up with plans and then enacting them. I mean, I helped them out and I threw them bones, but I was just kind of off in the background, just doing my interference on, my grounds.
Okay. Shift one of your labels up and another down.
I will run Freak up, and I'll run Savior down. Don't ask me to help defend you guys, because that's going to be a terrible roll.
Alright. We're gonna probably pick up with the fallout of this situation next time.
Next time, ladies and gentlemen. Next time. And we gotta find out who Cue Ball is. That's my nickname.
Alright, so we've got the Templar car destroyed.
That's right, that's coming out of your mouth.
But is it
Not
really
my
destroyed?
fault.
I mean, it's not part submarine too.
No.
Just lifted out of the water.
Pretty sure they didn't give you the all-terrain version.
You could probably lift it out, but
It'll be flooded, and they'll have to replace all the internals.
It's going to be
It
the
got hit
shop.
with it. I mean, it essentially got hit with one of those beams.
I took the potential.
Okay. Did that give you a full track?
Yes.
Go ahead and erase it and pick your move from your upper set.
So then I took the one that gives me more mentor resources.
Okay.
So we have a chem lab, a med lab, a teleportal, and a supercomputer at our disposal now.
Awesome.
In case we need to get anywhere more quickly. We get the teleportal.
Just as a side note, Memo, when you go home, you notice that Michelangelo is playing with an eagle figure, and he has a new figure that looks like Hawk. Like he made it himself out of little pieces of brown fabric and like a G.I. Joe or something.
And how am I responding to that?
Yeah, how do you want to respond to that?
Internally, I'm like, God, even my own little brother likes this guy. But, I mean, ultimately, I like him. He's actually one of the few people I regularly demonstrate abilities around because he thinks that they're fun.
Yeah.
And who's going to believe the 6-year-old? It's like, we were just playing imagination.
So you picked, I know what you picked, and you picked the resources. Did anybody else level at this point?
No, I'm just at 3.
Okay. I think that's it. I'll call it there.
Alright.
Got lots of lovely little things to play with for next time.
I'm also sure that my mom was not happy with me taking the minivan without explicit permission.
Oh, I've got that marked down.
At least you didn't blow it up.
Yep. Better than some people here.
Is there any loot at the warehouse we could take?
Just the,
On the
heat
bench.
guns that she took.
No, it's got a finite life.
Yeah, there's nothing left.
Okay.
No worries.
Unless you want the mighty wrench.
There's plenty of evidence.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the exemplars are going to come in and clear the place out anyway.
I guess I'll go ahead and update our files with the Mega Sun information that he's still alive and now more powerful.
You don't know that. No, you know he's different. He's a different person than the original Negasun. Okay. Actually, when you look up the original Negasun, it's clear that Cosmic Synapse killed him, but and the reasonings behind how that happened are as vague as the engineer. The only other thing that you also noted is the Negasun that you saw when you put his image in your computer. It matches up with a small-time crook who looks the same but has black hair and really pale skin. Okay. And he was just like a small-time like drug dealer who worked for various villains over time. Okay. One of whom was Negasun on one of his last.
Hoorah.
Known, yeah.
He's gonna flag his file for Hawk.
Okay. Gotta get you into more trouble next time.
Me?
Yeah, sorry you didn't see your future self, but he was busy.
That's good. He was busy trying to help those people in the helicopter.
He was busy.
And failing miserably at it.
He was busy.
Yeah, that's right.
I'll let you know what he was up to next time.
Okay.
Because it'll come up. Sweet.
And luckily I didn't get in trouble because my dad didn't notice I was there. That's the great thing about altering people's perceptions. Or just making yourself look like you're not there. Mom comes into the room to yell at you. Hey, you're not there. She holds off. You go back to playing video games.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of the Green Hill Gamer Guild podcast. If you'd like to find more information out about the guild, go to greenhillgamerguild.com, where you can find all kinds of information about us and current and past episodes. If you like what we've done, give us a review and click subscribe. Thank you, and we hope you have a wonderful day.